What's going on, you guys? Morning live stream. A morning live stream today. We got a heavyweight card coming up this weekend. Luis Ortiz versus Charles Martin. So a lot of good fights on that card. But unfortunately for boxing fans, it's one of those fights or events that you have to pay for. But for this pay-per-view, it's only $40, $39.99. Hit that like button as you come on into the dojo. Take off your shoes before you step onto the mat. These dudes are really mad, boy. They really mad. They still out here playing matchmaker. Instead of actually talking about the actual Spence versus Ugas fight, the actual fight itself, right? So, over here we'll talk about the actual fight itself, but these guys rather talk about, well, Errol Spence got to fight and Terence Crawford don't. Instead of actually looking at this fight for what it is, high risk, low reward type of situation. Some guys don't feel that Errol Spence is looking good. Errol Spence released a video of him, getting back to work. Some people don't think he looked good. For me, I think he looked like he always did. Wait till some more people get up in here. I'm going to go drop a link as the stream continues. I'm going to drop a link for those who have a conflicting argument of some of the things that I've been saying for the past few days. Well, now's your chance to come state your case. Open smoke. Let's see who's in here. Salute to Eastside Leak, Drew Reed, Vince Rofe. What's going on? Yeah, let me still kind of getting set up here. Hold up. Yeah. So I'm going to be dropping a link in the comment section for people that want to come in today and say what they got to say in regards to anything, right? This is an open discussion in the Q&A. Also, we're going to talk about Ortiz and Martin. It's really a good fight. I don't think it's getting enough attention. I think Charles Martin deserves a lot of credit because out of all the heavyweights that's been in the heavyweight division for the past, 4 or 5, 6 years, Deontay Wilder, out of the notable guys, Deontay Wilder's the only one that gave Luis Ortiz a shot. And now Charles Martin's stepping up and fighting Luis Ortiz. Even though Luis Ortiz may be at an advanced age right now, this is still a pretty interesting fight. We go see if Charles Martin improved to the point to now where he could beat a Luis Ortiz. Should be interesting. Very, very good fight. And I actually might pay for this one. I might actually subscribe to this fight because really it's a lot of good fights on here. And I love heavyweight boxing. I'm not in agreement with everything being on pay-per-view, but this is a really good fight for what it is. This is the link right here for any of these upset Spence fanboys or anybody got any problems. Here go the link right there. There's the link. So let's see what we got this weekend. Of course, Michael Coffey is rematching. I forgot the guy's name. Rice. That's a rematch. Michael Coffey got upset by that guy, and now they're having a rematch. It should be pretty interesting to see if Coffee could right the wrong because he wasn't supposed to lose to that guy. And he ended up losing, so he got kind of derailed early in his career. And now let's see if he can get things back on track. Also, we got one of my favorite new heavyweights to watch, Frank Sanchez, will be fighting. I think that guy's going to be a problem for anybody in the heavyweight division with his style. I would like to see him go up against a Usyk. Frank Sanchez and Alexander Usyk. I think that's a great matchup. Who else we got on the card? It's an all heavyweight card. I think Gerald Washington fighting some guy. Should be a good card for what it's worth. Good card for what it's worth. Now it's on Fight TV, pay-per-view.com, Fox pay-per-view. It's all over the place now, it seems like. So it should be accessible to fans for them to buy it. And it's unfortunate though that this type of fight or this type of card is on pay-per-view for the casual audience won't be able to see nothing like this. They won't even see it. Nobody's gonna really see this except for hardcore fans because it's not like it's being really promoted or anything like that. So I don't expect it to do particularly well, but hey, I'm gonna go ahead and buy it because I like the card. Salute to Massachusetts fishing and growing. Yes, random early live stream. We go get this thing cooking. This is an open discussion and a Q&A. And if any of these Spence detractors got some smoke, come on to the show. Because your boy Bushido got time today. Because y'all Spence fans been getting on my motherfucking nerves. So bring the smoke. Loyal to the game, where you at? I see a lot of guys still playing matchmaker and shit. It's like, dude, it's over with. Okay? Spence is fighting Ugas now. Spence is fighting your Dennis Ugas now. And that's just what it is. We came to that fact realization already. The Errol Spence is fighting Ugas. So now we're going to move forward looking into that fight. How does that fight go play out? Oh, y'all don't even want to talk about it. Man down. Man down. They don't even want to talk about it. Hit that like button for your boy so we can get this stream going. I see there's a lot of people going live this morning. Everybody talking about the same shit for the most part. Ain't really shit to talk about. Everybody talking about Terence Crawford. I'll tell you that. Everybody talking about Bud and shit. Spence and the welterweight division. Those are the hottest names in boxing. Errol Spence, Terence Crawford, now Ugas. While everything else works itself out, manifests, the fight starts to get made, the new narratives and storylines develop. This is always a slow part when it comes to boxing. This part of the year is always fucking slow as hell. That's a good question, DOG's 88. Could Spence even finish training camp? I mean, these are really legitimate questions, but don't ask these questions around a bunch of Spence fans. They'll come for you. You cannot ask this stuff. You can't question anything Errol Spence. It's almost like he's Jesus Christ. They real mad at me though. They real mad. Now they getting personal. And that's when I get a problem. When you start to get personal, that's when I get a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because for me, this is all fun and games. This is just boxing talk. A bunch of men talking shit, right? But a lot of dudes take it too personal when you poke the buttons with their favorite fighters. You see? So I invited people to come on with that shit. They won't come. I'm sure they won't come. Maybe Loyal to the Game will show up. Maybe somebody I'm cool with to chime in. But none of these haters are going to really show up like that, bro. None of these dudes who like to talk about splits and shit. Actually, I hopped in the stream this morning. I'm not even going to say the channel's name, but I hopped in the stream, and the first fucking thing I heard was a split. We ain't talking about the conditioning and the preparation. No, they talking about splits, bro. I got right up out of there. It was a panel of guys. First, as soon as I hopped in, the first thing I heard was 60-40 in a split, man. Am I the only one that's taking the red? Am I in a twilight zone? Am I the only one that's tired of hearing about splits? I'm hearing that word more than I'm hearing jab. Right hand, left hook. I'm hearing split and 60-40 more than I'm hearing punches. What the fuck? I'm hearing about splits more than I'm hearing about actual fighting. We're going to talk about the actual Spence versus Ugas fights because nobody else wants to do it. We're going to talk about the actual matchup and how they stack up against each other right now. We're not going to talk about how Spence looked years ago and shit. I guess we're going to have to go off that because he hasn't fought in about a year and a half. So we're going to go off that shit. We're going to break this fight down. We're going to break the fight down. Man, they looking past Ugas. Man, he already looked like he in shape, bro. He already looked like he in shape, D-Joe. Digo. He already looked like he in shape, man. Ugas already look like he ready. And let's not forget his trainer. See, fans don't talk about this stuff. Everybody want to talk about splits and yeah, who's getting an upper advantage over who and all this lame shit. Ishmael Salinas is a hell of a fucking coach. And I'm sure he already broke Errol Spence down. That Cuban coach. I'm sure he already broke down Spence's ABC 1-2-3 style down. He already broke him down. Ugas simply just got to go in there and do the work. But nobody want to talk about it. Yeah, man, Vince Rolfe, it's a battle of purse bids and all this other shit, man. Salute to my fellow Knock Moy. What's going on, man? Salute. The art of 8 weapons. Yes. See, a lot of people don't know nothing about it. That's right. To all my Farangs out there and my Knock Moys. Yeah. Here go LT. Oh, shit. Here we go. Leonard Thomas is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, Bushido? It's been a minute, man.
What's going on, man?
Not much, man. It's been, man, boxing, man, through its ups and downs. We got to admit, boxing has been pretty good lately. Can we admit that?
You said it's been pretty good?
Yeah, overall, I mean, look, we're getting some big fights and stuff, you know? This last quarter has been good. We got Porter and Crawford, and we got.
The last quarter of boxing has been great.
It's been great. It's been great, and it's been pretty good. It's like it's Christmas. We really got some good fights. So I can't complain. It's like, we had some good fights. But there's been some recent news, and you've been capping for your boy Crawford. You've been capping for him, and I don't know, Bushido. I mean, at the end of the day, if we don't get um outside of Spence and Crawford, why are people upset that we get Ugas and Spence? That's still a top level fight,
Well,
regardless.
it's simply because the boxing fans for the past 3.5 years has been asking for Spence and Crawford. Spence and Crawford. Everybody from the fans up to the media people, up to the ESPN people, been asking for Spence and Crawford, bro. And then Spence turns and goes another way. It's like, but
You know,
for me,
but
I
you know what?
accepted the
But you know
fight
what? People
already.
people are
I
mad.
think it's a good fight.
But
Personally, I
you
think the Ugas Spence fight is a good fight. However, this is not what boxing fans have been building up. This is not what boxing fans has been talking about for the past 3.5 years.
okay?
So there's going to be backlash. Let me let Lloyd
Okay,
speak.
but my thing is this: I think that a lot of people are either Spence haters or Terence Bud Crawford fans that don't like it, and there are some boxing fans I've seen that don't like it as well. But the reason why people are so upset too, especially on YouTube and stuff and social media, is because let's be real here. You guys thought you had Spence backed up in a corner. You thought, oh, you guys were talking about Ennis is on his heels and stuff like that. And let's be real here. Did you really want to see Spence and Crawford next when Spence was coming off of this eye injury and inactivity? Even let's say that they fought next, hypothetically. Let's say that, and then Crawford got the win. Do you think he'll get his full credit?
He may
I,
not even get the fight at all now. Your Dennis, see what Spence fans don't really seem to get is that your Dennis Ugas is a live fucking dog. This is a risky fight for no reason. Yeah, he got a belt, but Bud got a belt. And guess what? If you ain't really got what you got left, why risk it against Ugas?
Who do you think? Who do you think
Ugas
that
can
tougher
beat
fight?
Spence right now, bro.
Huh?
Ugas can beat Spence right
He
now.
definitely can, but I don't think that he will. But I mean, is it a risky fight? It is a very risky fight. But right now, it's like, what else option does Spence have? You know what I'm saying? Does he got to
Hey,
go
hold on.
against
Let me just say that
Crawford,
real quick.
who's
Salute
viewed
to
as a
Dirty Red for the $5 super chat. He says, go watch Boxing Jams breakdown of Crawford Spence. Fanboys came down on him. When you put the conversation on the sweet science, the energy changes. Absolutely, bro. I already know about when you really talk about the actual matchup and stuff like that, it gets really, really sensitive for some guys. And I seen some even Crawford fans getting a little sensitive. I acknowledge Terence Crawford's flaws as a fighter. I know he's flawed as a fighter. All these dudes got flaws as fighters. And some fans just cannot take any criticism towards their favorite fighter. And boxing jams just gonna have to get used to that. That's just the reality of this boxing shit. There's gonna be some fans that just cannot absolutely take any criticism towards their favorite fighter. It's almost like you talking about them. Salute for the
Bro,
super chat, Dirty Red.
bro, I got a question for you, bro. Why are you so mad about this, bro?
Why am I
I
so
I don't
mad?
I don't
Hey,
I
my
don't
boy, my
understand.
my
I don't
boy's
understand.
online.
Yeah, bro. I don't
Hey,
listen
what's
because
up,
I'm
bro?
working, but I just had to hop on here real quick, bro. I don't
What?
understand why you so mad about this, right? Because to me, it don't make sense. Number one, your boy Terence Crawford don't even have a promoter right now. Like
Hey, what's
he don't even have his shit together. To
hey,
be
hey,
honest.
hey, what's up, bro? How you been,
Hey,
man? It's good to see you.
what's going on, family? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand what you so mad about. Like, from 3 years ago, they've already said that they were gonna get the belts from their side, which is what's going on, right? And it seems like with y'all Crawford fans, you guys are upset because shit ain't going the way that y'all wanted to go. It is
Exactly.
not PBC's job to make sure Terence Crawford's in a good position. If that's
Exactly.
what he wanted, he should have went and signed with the PBC. That's
Facts.
what he should have done. And now that he's not under his contract and he's already admitted that Bob Arum could have get him to fight, right? That he admitted that, then he's still out here not even he's trying to go his own route instead of just doing what Canelo Alvarez did, which is, you know
How do we
what?
know he
I
even had a
want
chance to do that?
Bro,
Listen,
what are you
for
talking
the
about? The
whole
nigga been
past
in the
month or
ocean,
so,
bro.
2
The
months,
nigga been in the
the boxing
ocean,
world thought Eugenio Ugas was completely out of the way. So boom,
bro. The
that
nigga
option of
been in
even
the
looking
ocean
to fight
calling out
Ugas
Spence,
was
bro.
pretty much probably off the table for Crawford
Look,
because
the
we
nigga
thought
been in
Ugas
the
was locked in, right? Then out
Go
of
ahead.
nowhere, Errol Spence gets him out of a jam to go fight him instead of dealing with Terence
Listen,
Crawford.
The
And
man,
then
and you know,
again,
hold
all the
on, and
sanctioned bodies
you
have
know why that
documented
bothers
themselves
y'all. You
moved
want me to tell
out
you
the
why that
way
bothers y'all so
for Errol
much?
Spence to go make this fight with Bud. What does he do? He pays money and does all this other
He
shit
didn't
to get
pay no
Ugas out of a
money. So
situation.
stop
The
the
WBA put
stop
him
the
in.
narrative, bro. He didn't pay no money. PBC paid the money
Man, they
because
paid
they had
money.
the
Whoever did it,
PBC.
they did it.
That's
They
what the
paid money
problem
to
is.
keep Spence away
Y'all
from
used to
Crawford for a little bit
Section 8
longer.
treatment. Yeah,
And now
y'all
Eugenio
Crawford
Ugas
fans
is
is
an
used to
opponent
Section 8
who's
treatment.
the
And
most active out of all of those guys.
bruh,
He
y'all
probably got the most
guys
wins right now.
Bruh,
The
y'all
Porter
guys
fight was
is
he
used to
lost a
top
popularity
rank
contest.
Section 8 treatment, bro. There hasn't been one fighter. You know, if you're a real Terence Crawford fan, you know what you should be advocating about? How come Bob Arum had how come not one fighter that Terence Crawford had asked for since he signed with Bob Arum he's fought? Every single fighter that he's asked for, he has not fought, right? And what y'all have
Hey,
done,
but there's a
what
lot of guys in boxing who are in these type of positions. Devin Haney can't get shit.
Yeah, but you know what
Gary Russell Jr.
you know what you don't do in those situations. Why I'm gonna pull your card on that is because you don't blame the opposition that they're not able to get for not getting a fight, right? You say that okay, well Gary Russell can't get nothing because of the PBC or whatever, but what you do in this case is because Bud Crawford can't get who he wants to get. Then what you do is you get mad at Errol Spence like it's something personal
and
with
you and
Errol
you and
Because
you
Errol
Spence.
Spence is the guy that
and you know
Crawford
why
should be fighting.
you know why it's
And Crawford's
also
the guy Spence
do you
should be
know
fighting. Why are
do
you
you,
guys so okay with this dude prolonging the inevitable.
No one's listen. No one's
No.
listen.
Y'all
I'm not
are
okay
very
with.
okay with this shit. If
No,
Ugas
Bushido,
beats this
see,
guy,
but Bushido,
I'm at
see,
this point.
Bushido, this is where
Ugas
the
whooped this
Bud
nigga's
Crawford
ass.
fans got it
Good
mixed up.
fucking
The,
riddance.
the man, whether it's Dex or not, the man
Ugas
said
is
this
going to,
from the beginning.
at the
This
least, lose a controversial
This
decision.
bit, but bro, this is listen. That's what I don't get, because I know
Yeah.
Terrell is an intelligent brother, and this is the part I don't get. If they have already mapped out a plan for this guy's career, which is what any other boxing company in the world would do. If they have 3 of the 4 belts and there's a mega fight to make, why wouldn't they do everything in-house first and then go
exactly.
and why wouldn't they do that, bro?
Exactly.
But here's what the issue is, right? Here's what the issue is, right? When Top Rank was getting ready to go the fuck out of business, when HBO pulled the contract and got out the boxing business, Top Rank had to scramble, and they went and got a deal with ESPN, and they sold to ESPN that they was going to make the Spence and Crawford fight. That's what they sold. And from the moment that deal went down, for the time Terence Crawford went on ESPN, Max Kellerman was trying to get him to say he was going to fight Spence, even when Crawford was saying he wanted to fight Keith Thurman. When Spence went on the first take, they tried to do the same thing to him. Now, 2 fights ago, when he went to go fight Kell Brook, they had Errol Spence all over the telecast, right? That's what they did. And the problem is they was trying to make the fight, but Bob Arum burnt so many damn bridges the fight couldn't be made.
Hey,
and then Terence Crawford also admitted that. So my thing is this, right? Now that Terence Crawford admitted that and he left, why ain't you putting the pressure on him to go sit down with PBC and get the fight? The nigga's going in the ocean.
Bushido, did you
Hey,
just to
Kwame,
prove
you
something
make
to
good
you?
point.
Can I make this point real quick, brother? Just to
Go ahead,
prove
LT.
to you so that Crawford, and also I believe he wants to fight, but he's also been barking behind the fence a little bit. Just to prove it to you, I want you to look up this article, but nobody seems to talk about this. How in 2020, last year, that Bob Arum made in a contract, and you guys can look this up yourself. And if you don't believe me, and believe it's on Boxing Scene, that he's going to give Crawford $1 million bonus if he would not fight Errol Spence. Nobody's talking about that article.
That's not what the $1 million bonus is. The $1 million bonus is.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, what's up, man? But I read for myself.
If he can't get Spence, that's what the $1 million. He gets $1 million on top of every fight if it's not the Errol Spence fight.
That's not how I read it.
That's what it was. He gets $1
million. That's what it is.
Don't get the Spence fight.
Yeah, if he doesn't deliver the Spence fight, he owes Bud $1 million. That's what that is.
$1 million.
Yeah, that's what Bob was mad about losing money. He was losing a lot of money on Crawford.
Jamil, what was you getting ready to say? You said what I said makes sense, or then you was getting ready to say something.
All right, so what you says makes perfect sense.
You going in and out, bro. We can't hear you.
Yeah, you going in and out.
Shit. Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yeah.
All right, so what frustrates me about Bud is he signs with an advisor that doesn't have the fights. He completely goes against the grain. But this is the thing. A lot of times Spence fans were saying, "Oh, well, Bud needs to do this, Bud needs to do that." It's like, bro, what has Ugas actually done besides get gifted a belt?
Gifted? Did he not beat Pacquiao?
No. Wait, he beat Pacquiao. Listen, he beat Pacquiao after the fact, but before that, he was gifted the belt. Let's keep it a beat. I
don't know about the term gifted is kind of tough though, bro, because he was the WBO regular.
Why can't I finish, LT?
No, go ahead.
My bad. Go ahead.
Okay, so when people they'll nitpick resumes. Like Ugas has 4 losses. So what I'm saying is they spend a lot of time denigrating what Terence Crawford has done. But then when you look at Ugas ain't exactly a A-level opponent when we look at the full scope of things. So bro, are you serious, yo?
Ugas is not an A-level opponent.
Ugas is not an A-level opponent.
But he just convincingly beat Pacquiao, but he's
He's
not
not,
an A-level
And
opponent.
bro.
and
Styles
and he
Styles
should
may
have
fight.
beaten and he should have
U-
beat Porter too, to be
And you
Ugas
quite
can
is
make
honest.
an
not a
argument for Porter.
Ugas is not an A level. The only A level fighters at 147 pounds is Earl Spence and Terence Crawford. That's it.
Yep.
Ain't no like
But
stop.
this is the
Like
thing. You
let's just
act
stop.
like you act.
LT. I didn't even finish my point, and you
Go ahead.
started
Go ahead.
sneering, bro.
Go ahead.
Anytime somebody don't agree with you.
All right. Go
But
ahead.
what I'm saying is the same dudes that will denigrate what Terence Crawford has done is bigging up Ugas. And Ugas isn't on Crawford's level as far as talent or accomplishments. So what I'm saying is we got to put everything in the proper perspective. Like Terence Crawford, dudes are mad because they want to see Terence Crawford versus Earl Spence. They want to see who they consider the best versus the best.
Mhm.
Ugas is not who I consider the best at 147 pounds.
Yeah, but Ugas is with PBC number one, and to take Ugas out of the equation is that the plan, because Errol Spence, as you said, is an A level fighter and a blue chip fighter for PBC, and they had a plan in place for him to get all the
The
belts
plan,
first.
nah, man. Let's keep it a bean, man. You skibbity dibby. The plan is to box Bud in. Like I don't
The
do no
box.
sugar.
What do you mean? But what do you mean by boxing?
They're gonna
in?
box. I said they're box. Leonard, calm down, baby. They
No, I'm
boxing him
asking.
in.
I'm just asking. I'm not.
Yeah, but I'm talking about. I'm talking about your tone, though. Calm down.
Oh no.
They
I just woke up, brother.
boxing
That's
him
all.
in the term of a split and in the term of forcing him to sign. They're trying to box him in. That's all this is. This ain't got nothing to do with size of the street or anything like that. They want all control of the welterweight division in-house, and they're going to do whatever it takes, and they're going to starve him until he bows.
Okay.
And you know
It
what?
seems
I
like
can't listen. I can't disagree with you on that.
From a
My
business
point is
perspective,
my point is, again, on this channel, is don't blame Errol Spence for that. I'm not saying you're
Oh no, this
doing
has
that,
nothing to
Jamel.
do. No,
Right,
this has
and
nothing to do with Earl.
that's what I'm
It's
saying,
exactly.
between
because
Bud.
Any.
because
Between Bud
because it
Powell.
seems like the frustration is on Errol Spence for that, right? And the thing is this: you have to, when you sign a contract, you gotta live with the decisions that you make. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If he just got out of his contract, we talking about Bud with Top Rank. He just got out of the contract with them. He got to live with the decision he made to sign with someone who sued the person who he wanted to get the fight from. And you can't sit around and
100% right.
blame.
And
You can't sit around and blame the fighter for that.
boxing
You know
fans
what
are
I'm saying?
gonna
why
blame
is
him, bro.
and
They
let
don't
me
know
can I
nothing
say this?
about
Why? Well, go
none
ahead,
of this
Bushido.
shit we talking about.
It's
None
but
of
that
this
was
stuff.
obvious, bro. That's
All they
obvious
seeing
stuff.
is
How
Errol
could you
Spence
say,
reluctance on fighting Terence Crawford. They don't know nothing about Bud re-signing or any of that shit, bro. They don't.
bro? How could you say that
And
when?
listen,
Let me just say this real quick. Let me say this real quick.
just
How could you say that when the WBC mandated Timothy Bradley to fight Errol Spence and he retired? When he was asked about it, he said,
Man, we know
"Since
Timothy
when?"
Bradley was on
He
his
said,
last leg.
"But he
Hey,
said, but this
He
man
was on
said,
his
since
last
when?"
leg.
But the
Why would
man
he
said,
fight
"Yeah,
Errol
but that's
Spence
not
at
the
that point of his
point."
career,
The
bro? He was
man
on his
said,
last leg.
"We're talking,"
He
but
been
this
through all
is my
kinds of
point.
fucking
This is
wars.
my point. It
Nobody
ain't
was
that.
calling for Bradley to fight Spence.
But no one.
People
But
was
that's not my
determined to
point
fight
about
Spence.
them calling
Spence
for
was the guy
Bradley
that
to
they were
fight
saying that
Spence.
whooped Floyd and all that. Nobody was even
Hey,
No
talking about
one's
no Spence
talking.
Hey,
like that.
No
Shido,
one's talking about that. What we saying?
he making a good point though, Shido. He making a good
What
point.
I'm saying to you, thank you. What I'm saying to you is this: if the culture already at Top Rank was, because Timothy Bradley says, "Since when do we do business with those guys over there?" And this is before Earl Spence ever mentioned anything about size of the street. Why
Oh,
would you?
well, I mean,
Why would you
look, I'm
sign with
not really trying to
someone
do a
if you
history
know
lesson. I
y'all
know
don't
all
even
of
do
this shit
business with
already.
those people?
But moving forward, because we keep going back to Bob Arum and decisions that was made. Errol Spence made some decisions too. He decided to tell his rival to his face, "I'd rather not take the easy road and do all this other shit."
Oh, here
All
we
that's in
go.
the
bro,
past now.
Bushido,
Moving forward, we got
Bushido.
Spence
Okay,
versus Ugas on the table.
but about
A fight that Spence probably won't even get through.
about the business. Okay, about the business side, right? I'm gonna take the fighters out of it, like we were kind of just touching on. Why, from a business perspective, Terence Crawford is not on their side of the street. From a business perspective, he's not in their
Melo's
interest.
not either.
Their interest is to make big fights on their side of the street. So
And
why
Crawford
would
is
they
a big
make
fight.
Terence Crawford, who's going to be a big threat, who stands the greatest risk of beating your fighter, has the greatest chance of doing it? Why would you put him before you can make Undisputed on your side of the street? Answer that question.
You can't make Undisputed
I
without
mean, not
Terrence
Undisputed,
Crawford.
but make 3 belts on your side of the street. Answer the question.
You can't make Undisputed without Terrence Crawford.
I understand that, but why would they put him last? I mean, before last. Why would they put him before last?
I mean, hey, they go do how they do it. And this is why fans are upset at these guys, at the PBC, for not necessarily giving the people what they want. Don't get mad at me.
No, Bushido, I didn't
Giving
question
people what
I
they
didn't
want.
I didn't
Nobody
question your,
asked for Spence versus Ugas, bro.
I
think
didn't
it's a good
question your
fight.
blackness. I didn't
But the
say that,
boxing
but
world did not ask for that. They wanted Spence versus Crawford. That fight is boiling hot. Crawford just fought. I mean, let's Spence. I say this. It's already said and done now. He's already fighting Ugas. Hopefully he can get past this guy, and then we could possibly see what's next. But I highly doubt we see Spence versus Crawford at all.
So my question also, right, is this. This is why I'm on your show today, right? If you're now on your show saying that Errol Spence possibly might not get past Ugas, and it is a really good fight, then why are you asking people to boycott the fight?
I'm not asking them to boycott nothing.
Up.
I'm asking, are fans boycotting Spence versus Ugas pay-per-view? That's what I ask. Are fans boycotting?
But Bushido, you have a fan base. You have a fan base on YouTube.
They're not banned. What is this? What is
Bushido? You have a fan base on YouTube, and at first you were like you weren't really gonna buy it, but then you said you changed up and said, "Well, I may buy the fight because depending if they sell it to me or not." But I mean, you have a big.
They gotta sell it, man. Look. It's not even nothing with Spence and just Ugas. It's period. You know what I'm saying? They've been really coming strong with
more to boxing than Spence and Crawford.
And support these guys, they got to put in some fucking work for me.
If you support high-level black fights,
you training,
I have a genuine question because I support Terence.
Then I'm gonna go buy it. I'm not about to just give my fucking money away.
No problem. I have a genuine
question. I watched millions and thousands and thousands and thousands of fights, bro.
I have a statement here. Listen, I love Terence Crawford regardless of Errol Spence drama and situation. I love him and I'm going to support him. Do the Terence Crawford fans still support Errol Spence, vice versa? Because I don't think so. They don't. They talk about keep it black and support black business, keeping the community. But all of a sudden now, when there's a high-level black fight, y'all want to talk about boycotting. What type of shit is that, man?
Off, bro. Like I said, I'm probably go buy it because it is a good fight. I'm just upset that I didn't get the fight that I really wanted to see.
Hey, Lennar, I'm gonna shoot him some bail. He feels that way about all fights. You need to sell it to him. So it's not just this particular fight. He likes the build up. And if he don't get no build up, he be ho-hum about the fight. That's just not a Spence versus Ugas thing. That's just a him thing.
Yeah, no. But I'm talking about the Terence Crawford fans who said, "Oh, let's boycott this." Like, what did the Spence fans ever say that about?
Boycott this. That's not even how I talk.
Mm-hmm. I don't.
Go ahead,
I don't understand the logic in that. Like, look, I want to see all of these fights. I want to. Shido will tell you, I don't want to see Crawford versus Spence next. I want Crawford versus Thurman. That's the fight I want. That's the fight I want to see. That's the fight I'll pay for.
I want to see Crawford Thurman too, man.
To be honest with you,
let it be a little mini tournament. Crawford face Thurman, Ugas face Spence, and the winner face each other.
To be honest with you, YSM,
they gotta put that on Crawford for the fans at this point. Fans gotta hear them say this shit. We gonna have a little mini tournament, and whoever wins, they fight each other at the beginning of 2023 or some shit.
Honestly, YSM, because it's funny that you say that because Thurman was just on the interview with Ak and Barack, and he said Al promised him to get before Crawford and Spence fight that he's going to get one of those guys. He said it out of his own mouth. So I think
wait, that he's going to get either Crawford or Spence?
Yes, that's what he said on the Ak and Barack interview. That he gets.
I believe it.
I believe it. And what's so crazy too, I don't think that it's going to be Crawford. I think that Josh Taylor is going to get Crawford. I think that Thurman's going to get Spence.
Yo, don't stop. Don't. It's Al. It's Al. Just when we thought we had the big fish cornered in Philly, Al pulled out his magic wand.
I love Al Heyman.
Savage.
I love Al Heyman. Thank you, Al Heyman.
God, man, Al Heyman got him out that jam, boy.
We was talking shit
on his bumper, and Bud was right there. He went, man. He got up out of there, bro. Real
like,
clever, man. Real clever.
We like that big fish shit about to end, and all of a sudden we see the tweet. I'm like, bro, are you serious? This
Yup.
dude, man, the
Listen,
godfather
man,
of
he
boxing.
got out of that jam. He's the Houdini of boxing now.
He's the who? He's the who?
Houdini of boxing.
Oh, he is.
This
Yep.
dude, man.
First
He
it was
makes a way
Canelo,
out of
now
no
it's
way.
Spence, man. He got out of that jam. He was in a pickle. That
But
nigga
the
was
only
in a pickle. Boots
the
was
only
right there
reason why he
coming.
was in the
Terence Crawford was
pickle.
right there. What
But
was you gonna do? Ugas was locked up in a cell somewhere.
I
He
got a
got him up
question. I
on
got
out
a
of there.
question for you
Wow.
though, Prosciutto. Right now, you feel like that about Spence and him getting out of pickle. Why don't you feel the same way about Bud fighting Ennis? Because right now Ennis is number 2 in the WBO, and neither one of these guys have a fight scheduled up.
Because
So
Crawford just
I'm
fought him
just
mandatory.
confused why you're not that
Yeah,
enthusiastic
and
about him
it's strange
taking that
enough.
fight.
It was the guy that you guys was really telling him he should fight, and then he beats this guy, and then it's almost like the fight didn't happen. So me personally, I don't even care who Buzz fights anymore because it don't matter. It don't
Yo, what
matter.
up, bro?
If he wants to fight Boots, I say the time will be now. Because the longer he waits to fight that guy,
How you
the
doing?
the slimmer his chances
What
are
up,
to
youngin'?
beat him.
I
Because
agree with
Boots
that.
Ennis, honestly, is probably Terence Crawford's toughest fight for real. For real.
I think he's everyone's toughest fight at 147.
I think I can agree with you there.
I think
But why would Crawford take
Boots.
a step back?
Well,
You know what I'm saying? Why would
I'm
he
just
take
saying,
a step back to fight
because
Boots?
and that's why I question some of this whole pound for pound talk, because he don't have a pound for pound attitude. Because see what Floyd did when he saw Canelo in that situation was he fought him early and beat him.
Is Spence doing anything like that? No, he went
Yeah,
and got
yeah.
himself out of a jam.
Yeah, but he
He was
doesn't.
not allowed to fight
He's
this
Yeah, man.
kid.
He just came
He
from
said,
Ohio.
nah, no. I'm gonna fight Ugas. No.
actually Timothy Wells Virgil is number 1 in the WBO, my friend, and this is
People in
2.
the community.
Crawford just fought a mandatory anyway, man. So unless he voluntarily gives him a shot,
Right.
I don't see it really happening unless he voluntarily gives to him. Why would he do that when he on Spence and them heels?
Right. Well, all I'm saying is that the fight with Ugas and Spence was being negotiated before the fight with Spence and Pacquiao. They put it on the back burner when Pacquiao showed up, right? And now they just reconsume business with that. So I'm just like confused why so many people are upset about this. This is stuff that has been going on for before even Bud closed his deal with Porter. They was already negotiating that stuff. So that's why I'm like, I don't understand why people are so upset about the fight. This is something that's been in the making, for a very, very long time, and it got made. So all I'm saying is, like that's what it is. These guys need to fight, and I'll be the first person to say it. I'll be on Spence helmet if he don't call out Bud after this.
Exactly. I said the same thing. I'm in
Man,
the same
y'all
boat.
should have been on his helmet, bro.
No.
Yeah.
But
Ain't
Bushido,
y'all
you act
tired of
like
arguing with
Crawford.
Crawford fans every day?
Hey, Bushido, bro, you act like
They gonna
Crawford's the
argue
ace
after
bag in
he
this.
loses Spence, so it don't matter.
Yeah, hell no.
You act like Crawford's the one
After he beat
controlling
the
this
shit out of Bud
situation.
Crawford, y'all gonna say he aged him out.
Yeah, hell
Exactly.
no.
Yes, you
You
are.
know Spence ain't about to beat no Bud.
And I've been consistent when I've been saying this. If Earl goes after, if he gets past Ugas and goes after, but after this, there needs to be an apology all on YouTube because you guys have been denigrating this guy's name, talking about how he's been scared, how he's
Hey,
not
look,
going to fight him and stuff.
listen, LT.
Huh?
They did the same thing to Keith Thurman. Guess what? Eventually, Keith Thurman fans had to eventually back off of Keith Thurman because of his behavior.
The difference between Keith Thurman and Earl Spence is Keith Thurman didn't give a plan. He was like, I fight him, Spence
Man,
gave
don't
a plan.
nobody
He's been
care about
consistent.
Al Hammond's playing. That's what y'all feel. We don't give a shit. Why do you care about Al Hammond's playing, nigga? What fight you want to see?
I want to see it. I want to see Spence and Ugas.
We have to live in reality, whether you care about someone's plan or not. If someone runs something, then that's what it is. It's like
Exactly. But
you may not
my
care
thing
about the
is,
president's plan, but if the president says, X, Y, and Z is going to happen, then don't cry about it when it's going down.
Well, I can
Exactly.
say this is some bullshit, and I'm not going along with it. That's all. That's all Crawford fans is saying. Hey, this is some bullshit. We don't
And
want to pay
that's
for this.
cool. I don't
brother,
have a
you are
problem with that.
respectfully.
I
That's
don't
your
have a
prerogative.
problem with y'all saying it's bullshit. Y'all don't like how it goes down. But what y'all do is y'all don't just say that. What y'all do is direct the energy to Errol Spence and say Errol Spence is scared or he's doing this or he's doing that. And that's
Because you
the
know
wrong
what?
place to
You know
to
what?
direct
Because
the
Errol
energy.
Spence. Thing about it is, Errol Spence has the power to say, "I want to fight Terence Crawford no matter what." He can come to Al Heyman and tell him that, and that could happen. He could go against the grain
What,
and say, "I want that fight next."
let me ask you a question. If that's the biggest fight in your career, and you're dealing with the same person who has made the 4 biggest pay-per-view fights in the history of the sport, would you go against the grain, or would you follow the plan?
For this one, you got to go against the grain.
For this
He
one,
just coming off.
what,
Yeah,
what you mean
okay.
for this
Check
one?
this out. Check this out. Errol Spence he been inactive. He just coming off an injury. Why would you risk yourself fighting Ugas and not get your biggest payday in fighting Crawford?
So let me ask you a question: who's the easier fight for Spence right now with the inactivity and injury? Is it Ugas or is it Crawford?
Uh, Ugas is always gonna be an easier
No,
fight
no,
because
no.
Ugas
Who's
ain't on the
harder?
level.
Is it Crawford or Ugas for Spence right now? Who's
Crawford
harder?
is the harder fight.
Which one's harder?
Crawford is the harder fight, but Crawford
Okay,
is also
okay.
the
So
most money too.
in knowing that, if I'm Spence, why would I face Crawford next, knowing that I would need a softer touch coming back than a Crawford?
Because it ain't no guarantee that you beat Ugas.
Listen, Spence is gonna beat Ugas, man. And
There's
I think
levels
we
to
all.
it. Sean Porter, there's levels
Okay.
to it. Sean Porter was in a close enough fight to get the W over Ugas. There's levels to it, bro.
Just
And
like Anthony Joshua was gonna beat the little Mexican kid and he got knocked out. Just like Tyson Fury was supposed to lose to Deontay Wilder and we never got the
but
AJ versus Fury fight.
that's the sport of boxing. That's for anybody. That,
Exactly. So
But
why not go ahead and make the big
but
fight
hold on.
instead
But
of
you're not telling
making
the
them
whole story. Why
moving
did he lose
around
to
the fight?
Ruiz? Because he
Huh?
underestimated Ruiz. Is Spence doing the same? I don't think so. He just made a post on Instagram working out every single day. He's not giving you those signs. He doesn't underestimate his opponents.
and then
They're not.
I'll ask you this question: what's a bigger money fight, Errol Spence and Terence Crawford now, or Errol Spence and Terence Crawford for undisputed?
Now, because guess what? Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather wasn't for undisputed. No, nobody give a damn how many belts was on the line.
Those guys had casual fans and they were both selling in the millions. These are 2 guys that who are still being developed as pay-per-view fighters. One guy's doing 300,000 and one guy's doing 100 something thousand. These aren't
These guys,
you can't make the comparison to someone when Floyd Mayweather fought Manny Pacquiao, he had already done over 1 million pay-per-views with Canelo and De La Hoya.
Yeah.
It's 2 different
Exactly.
situations.
it's the same situation. It's just on a smaller scale. Neither of those guys are gonna beat Floyd Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao in terms of pay-per-view sales. They are what they are. They're not still being
Exactly.
developed. They're in their 30s.
Exactly. So
The
you need
development is over.
this fight to get as big as it can get. If it's for undisputed, it makes the fight even bigger. Floyd and Pacquiao didn't need the belts.
If that's the point. If we don't know what. Okay, let's say if it's a draw and they have a rematch. Now we still waiting on the fight.
Well, if
Yep.
it's a draw and they have a rematch, it's just a draw. You guys
Hey,
do
what
it
about
again.
These are
Samuel?
hypotheticals.
Step aside.
These are all hypotheticals. So if he wins the fight, that's what we need to be talking about, because
Okay, what
that's
if he
what y'all
wins the
want to
fight and
see.
say he can't make 147 no more?
But again, another
Right.
hypothetical. The man just put a post out that he's on his road to undisputed. So I don't understand where you guys keep coming up with all these different hypothetical narratives. He just put out a post like 2 days ago saying, "On my road to undisputed," and y'all still mad.
And
Exactly.
Deontay Wilder
That's why
said it
fans are
should be
still
one
mad.
face, one name. Deontay Wilder said it should be one face, one name. And guess what? He ain't the face or the name no more. So I don't
Okay.
give a damn about what nobody posts. That don't
Now,
mean nothing.
so what you're telling me is that Deontay Wilder and Errol Spence have the same skill level.
Exactly. And that Fury and Ugas got the same skill level.
It don't matter about the skill level. It matters that anything can happen in the fight. You can lose. You can get injured. Any type of thing. Errol Spence is getting injured outside of the ring. You know,
Right.
car crashes, eye injuries, anything can stop this fight from happening in between time. That's why we saying fuck all this. Oh well, if hypothetically if Spence wins and gets the belt, we can make the big. No, fuck all that. We want the fight now.
So my
Especially if we got to pay
You
for
want
it.
the listen.
So my
You
que- so
want
my
the fight
question- so
now
my
because
question
you
is-
want Spence to not get a tune-up in and
No.
have a softer touch. That's the reason why the Crawford fans are
Been waiting
mad.
on the fight for
So-
3,
so
4
my-
years.
So my question is, did you have the same energy when after Bud beat Kell Brook and they asked him who you want to fight next, and he said Manny Pacquiao? When they asked him again over Errol Spence, and he said yes. Did you think the same thing? Why jeopardize this and all that when we want the fight now? Did you have the same energy for
I
that?
thought the same thing. Why in the hell are you gonna beat a 5'5" midget old ass man? Well, I want to see you fight Earl Spence. It's the same thing that went on with Canelo Alvarez and Triple G. It's the same shit. Spence got
you
tired
had
of
the-
the bullshit.
So you had the same energy, and you know what's so funny about this too? I guarantee you, if Ugas and Crawford were next, we wouldn't get this type of hate, right? Ain't that right? If it was Ugas and Crawford fighting,
Nope.
nobody
They'd
would say
be like, oh man, you know
It's a
what?
good
Ugas
fight.
about to
It's a
get
good
another
fight.
belt.
For all we know, Ugas was locked up. Nobody was thinking about no Ugas unifying with nobody.
this is a good fight.
Right.
Y'all have been like, nah, you know what? This is a good fight because
This
now
a good
Crawford
fight.
to get the
That's
second
hypothetical.
belt, and we
That's
can, and we'll
another
be closer to
hypothetical.
the Crawford
Ain't
fight.
disputed. Exactly.
Hell nah.
Y'all would've
You
been-
know
y'all
why
would've been
Terence
jumping for
Crawford? You know
joy.
why Terence Crawford fans get happy when they finna see Terence Crawford fight another big fight other than Errol Spence is because Errol Spence fans always say that Terence Crawford isn't a big enough star. He needs to build up his cachet. If not, he needs to take the split, whatever split they give him, 60-40, 70-30. Everything always goes back to politics and purse splits. So Terence Crawford fans gets happy when they see, okay, well, Terence Crawford is finna become a star so he can be on Errol Spence level so they can stop with the purse split bullshit. That's the
And
only
you know
reason.
what? And
And
you know
guess
what?
what? And he
As
still
sad as
hasn't
that
done
is, as sad as that is, brother, it's the truth. You may not like it, but he doesn't really bring much of a cachet. And I'm not trying to
What
disrespect
does Ugas
him.
bring, bro?
Ugas brings
Nothing.
a belt for undisputed. That's the
Crawford
point.
brings the same thing.
Right. Right. You
But-
talking
but
about
that's not the
look,
point,
hold on,
though.
hold on. Guess what? Everybody always talking about Crawford ain't a name and he don't bring the fans and all of this old shit. Okay, man. You mean to tell me that Terence Crawford is a less popular fighter than Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia, all these other guys that Spence had these pay-per-views with?
I'm
Right.
saying is this. You just made the comparison talking about how you guys would be okay with Ugas and Crawford, and I'm just trying to point out to you that if you're gonna be okay with that fight being made because it helps bring more eyes on Terence Crawford, then don't be a hypocrite and get mad if they make Ugas and Spence, because there's
But
nothing wrong with
but
that.
Spence is already the big fish. He don't need any more cash.
But that's a hypocrite.
Right.
You want this fight now, don't you? Let's not take
Isn't
no
he
risks.
already the big fish?
No,
he don't need more popularity.
Let's not
boost.
take
He the
no
big
risks.
fish.
Let's not take
Why,
no
why
risks.
does Crawford need to be super popular to fight Spence? I mean, draws
I'm not
don't
saying
even
that.
need the B side to be known at all if they're really a draw, bro.
I'm not
Right.
saying that. My point is this: if you're gonna be okay, because that's kind of hypocritical. If you're gonna be okay with Ugas and Crawford, then you would be okay with Ugas and Spence.
But no Terence Crawford fan is saying that Errol Spence isn't a big enough star to fight Terence Crawford. That's
Crawford?
That's the point. Errol
Who's
Spence
saying
fans are saying that Terence
nobody
Crawford
said-
isn't a big enough star.
But who's saying on the Spence side that he's not a big enough star? Nobody said that. We're just saying take a 60-40 split. But you guys don't want to talk about that.
Okay, listen, you want to talk about the 60-40? I knew this shit was gonna come up. Where's the contract? Did Al Heyman send a 60-40 split contract? Okay.
So out of Crawford's own mouth, multiple times, he said he's not going to take a 60-40 split. So the negotiations can't even get started, bro.
Nobody even sent the offer, so it really don't matter if Terence Crawford said he ain't gonna take a 60-40. It don't matter if Errol Spence says 60-40. That don't matter if nobody sent the contract. So it ain't even no reason for us to talk about the first split.
If you said the fight's not going to happen, why would I send you a contract knowing that if I make any type of A side bigger purse type of stipulation in the contract, you're not going to take it?
Excuses for Spence, bro. Salute to Damone Danes for the super chat. He says, haven't heard one thing about splits and percentages with Ugas. Facts, bro. Because we know what it is, man.
Hey, guess what? The politics the politics always get thrown out when there's a legitimate threat. That's when the politics get started. Oh yeah, it is for every fighter, not just Errol Spence. Listen to Virgil Ortiz when they asked him about Jerron Ennis. Oh, that fight ain't it's not time for that fight right now. Listen to what's that boy named Ryan Garcia? Devin Haney got in the damn ring with him. It's not time for this fight yet. The politics always get thrown around when it's a big threat. When it's a guy they feel real confident about beating, fights get made very easily.
Yep.
So do you think that Crawford
that goes for in-house too? We still like Valdez, Duck, and Shakur Stevenson. That's in-house too. That's the fuck shit that these niggas do. So come on now.
Is do you think, as much pride as Crawford has, do you think he's going to take a 60-40 split against
I don't know what he's going to take.
You know he's not going to take it. Let's be
I don't
real.
know.
He's not going to take.
Will Crawford take a 40?
Yeah, we think he as much pride
Yeah,
as he
yeah.
has,
I think he would take the low ball because
I don't think
if
so.
he wouldn't be willing to take the B side to this dude. If he wouldn't request to be this dude's mandatory if he wasn't willing to take the B side cut.
I don't think when he made that tweet, I don't think he was thinking about B side,
No,
A side. I think he was.
Had dude go up to the sanction body. I had the video on the channel.
I don't think when he made that tweet, Bushido,
requesting for WBC to make him the mandatory.
I don't think when he made that tweet, Bushido, that he was thinking about A side, B side. I think he was just trying to put the pressure on him to make the fight.
Well, yeah, but
you know what I'm saying?
Make the fight.
Why does this dude have to put so much pressure on him?
Right.
Why does all this pressure need to be applied to see the fight that we want to see? Just like when people were putting all that pressure on Canelo Alvarez to fight Triple G, they had to twist his arm. They had to come to him multiple times, year after year. Hey, we want to see you fight Triple G. Hey, we want to see you fight Triple G. You see how long that fight took to materialize because Canelo knew what the fuck he was getting into?
But you have to understand that when you have a fighter, again, I know you guys don't like to talk about how undisputed and how the easy road, but at the end of the day, man, PBC has a plan, and Earl Spence Jr. himself has a plan. Terence Crawford is not part of that plan until it's undisputed, and then you risk it all for all the marbles. But you're not going to risk this fight happening before it's time to happen towards the end. You may not.
My question for
you guys think that Crawford?
Why do y'all give a fuck about Al?
I give a fuck about. I want to see that fight for undisputed. I give a fuck about it. I'm a fan. I can tell you myself. I give a fuck about that. You may not. We have two different tastes, but I give a fuck about it. I want to see that fight for undisputed, straight up. But with that being said, you guys don't like Terence Crawford is not in position here to be telling people and dictating terms. I don't care about how high he is on a pound for pound list. I don't care how much accomplishment he have. He is the B side to Spence, and he has no room to make stipulations to the PBC. It's straight up. I don't care about how much work he's put into the
If Ugas want to be undisputed, he got to see Crawford. If Ugas wants to be undisputed, he got to see Crawford. And that's just point blank period. The boxing world wants to see Terence Crawford fight one of those two guys.
Me too. I want to see that fight I want to see undisputed. I want to see undisputed. I want to see Spence and Crawford undisputed. I don't want to see one fight too soon.
Why don't these dudes, right? Let's say Crawford. Why he go to PBC? How about PBC come to Crawford?
PBC come to Crawford? What do you mean come to Crawford? Like,
if they really want shit to make shit shake, how come they come and offer him something that he simply just can't refuse? Instead of him, how come Crawford didn't go over there to PBC? How come he didn't call Al to make the fight with Ugas? How come they didn't call him to make the fight with Ugas?
Are you talking about for the fight or from him signing for PBC?
Period. How come PBC ain't calling Bud?
Okay, first of all,
that Bud got to call PBC and do all this, that, and the third. How come they just didn't call him?
Okay, let me tell you. There's couple reasons why. The first reason is Bud doesn't want to. Bud doesn't want to sign with Al. He's already said that he don't want to sign with the PBC. Talking about how to get this fight made. There's no. At least that's the rumors that I've been hearing that he doesn't like Al Heyman and PBC. Number one, and number two. At the end of the day, Crawford is not this big. He's not gonna get no guaranteed $3.5-4 million a fight because he's not worth that. No disrespect, but he's not worth the type of purse. That's why Bob was losing money on him because he offered him too high of a purse.
Money on because Crawford was getting a guarantee, and he had to come up out of pocket to pay Bud every year. He didn't get the fight.
I understand that. I agree. He was getting paid well, but he was not worth that. That's what Eddie Hearn came out and said himself. Said, I don't know where they're getting this type of money, but he's not worth that type of guarantee they're giving him. No disrespect. Crawford's worth is like a $1.52 million fighter, man. He is not worth no 3.5.
You must look at the guarantee. Books. You must look at the books. You sound like you looked at the books.
Yeah, I
Right.
know. Yes, I know this.
You
He's
looked at
not
the
worth
books.
that. All you
You
gotta do
looked
is
at the
listen to Bob
books.
Arum. He'll
You
tell
looked
you
at the
Bro,
books.
himself.
Crawford's worth like 8, 9 million, bro. What you mean?
I
He
understand
only
that,
worth
but
2, 3 million.
Bushido, you guys not
1.5. Are
understanding
you
what I'm
kidding me?
saying. He wasn't worth the type of guarantee he was getting in his fights. They overpaid him. That's why they
How
were
do you?
losing money.
Hold on, but how do you know that? That's what I
Ask
want
Bob
to know.
Arum. I've
Outside,
lost money in every single fight. What do you think that means? What do you think he lost money out? Just do the math yourself.
but did you verify the books to make sure that he actually lost money? That's what
So
I'm
you're
saying.
thinking that Bob Arum's lying about that?
I don't know. I don't fucking.
And
I'm not his financial
then let's
advisor.
just look at the numbers. Then all you gotta do is just do basic math. Do 190,000 or 130,000 pay-per-view buys times what, like 65 or $70. Do the same thing with the Amir Khan fight. Do the same thing with the gate numbers when it comes to Kavaliauskas and Crawford. That's all you have to do, and look at the purses, and it'll tell you if they
basically what
lost.
you're saying is that
Hold on. You don't
he's
even know how
better
much
fight
money
with
they're
Spence
bringing in for
because his numbers
advertising
just
either.
not adding up. But
We don't know.
it
We don't know what they're
does.
bringing in
And
for advertising.
does.
That's
All
what I'm
never
saying.
fought a pay-per-view prior to fighting Spence. Come on, bro, make it make sense.
All right, go ahead, Rashido. Go ahead.
This is the problem when boxing fans start counting money. You say
He dropped out.
Make it make sense, man.
Bushido, I'm making it make. Why are you so emotionally invested in this? It's gonna happen, but you guys, you can understand it's gonna
Emotionally
happen for
invested.
Huh?
What you mean emotionally invested?
Everybody,
I already
this fight,
told you I'm
man,
a
people are gonna.
passionate fight fan.
It's gonna be. Hey, I'm a young Bushido, so let me ask you a question. Was it this bad? Has it got this personal, even with Pacquiao and Floyd fight? Did it get this bad or no?
Nah, not this bad. I don't feel it was this bad.
Huh? Not this bad. Why? And what about
Because it was bad, but I don't think it was this bad. Because there's a bunch of black dudes going at it. That's why.
It didn't get this bad?
This is bad. This Spence Crawford shit is pretty bad.
I've
been
I
in
don't know.
battles, and this is probably one of the worst ones.
There's been many. I think this has been worse because it's been longer than the Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder situation.
Yeah, and it's worse than that. That was bad.
It's worse. This got really. You made a good point. This got really ugly. It's gotten really.
Daniel, salute for the super chat. He says Bob wants Taylor versus Bud fight, but he loses money. That's what I'm saying, bro. Bob Arum is 90 years old. We can't just keep going off what he was saying. I got you, Dirty Red. Yeah, we can't keep, people pick and choose when they want to believe in Bob Arum. Bob Arum said Al Heyman didn't exist. Bob Arum said this, that, and the third.
And somebody in the comment section said, just do the math. Just what all you gotta do, Bushido. All you gotta do is look at the gate numbers, ticket sales, and stuff like that, and just look at his guarantee, what he got paid for that fight. You can just do basic math, and it'll tell you if it lost money or not in the fight.
I'm glad you brought that up. I want to
Bob
ask
Arum
you this
lost
then:
money,
if it has to come down to pay-per-views and ticket sales and all that other shit, what did Mikey do to deserve his 50-50 with him, coming from 3 weight classes below? What were his numbers beforehand for him to deserve 50-50? Explain that, since you know it all.
Oh, I'll tell you this right now.
This
is a
Go ahead, I'm waiting. I
never
want to hear
been
so I can
on
laugh.
pay-per-view. Who had never been on pay-per-view. Mikey Garcia
Neither
brought
had Spence.
a huge Mexican following. Earl Spence brought a huge black following in Texas. You
With
had
what
to
proof?
capitulate a little
With
bit
where's
to
the
make it
numbers
happen.
for that?
Huh?
Where's the numbers for that?
What do you mean the numbers
Where's
for
the
that?
numbers for that? You got all the numbers.
Can I
Where's the numbers
can
for
I ask
that?
you a question, brother? Can I ask you a question?
No, I asked you one.
Does
You
race
still haven't
not
answered
sell
it,
in
so you don't
boxing?
get to ask
Does
me
black
one
and
until
Mexican
you
not
answer
sell
it.
in boxing? Let's be real here. We all watch boxing. Does race not sell in boxing?
Okay,
Yes or no?
so you're bringing it to the race part.
It doesn't.
But there's also all types
I
of
don't
Americans that live
answer the
here and
question.
watch the sport
Answer
of
the
boxing.
question. Does race
No, I
sell
don't
in
have to.
boxing?
You
Yes
didn't
or
answer my
no?
question. I ain't answering your question
I
until
already
you answer
answered your
mine.
question. Are you gonna
Make
ask
it
me
make
mine?
sense, bro. Wherever your numbers
I
to
already
back it
answered
up.
your
You got
question. Are
all
you
the
gonna answer
numbers to
mine?
back up for Spence. Back up the numbers for Mikey.
What do you mean? What do you mean by back up the numbers for Mikey Garcia? What it did?
No, did Mikey get 50-50 with Errol coming up 3 weight classes without a paper?
He actually came up 2 weight classes, and yes, he did get a 50-50
He came up
split.
3. He was a
But
130
I'm
pounder,
saying
bro.
it's time to
He
answer
was a
my
130
question now.
pounder. That's 3
Does
weight
race
classes. If
sell
you
in
count Errol
boxing?
Spence
Yes or
fighting at
no?
154,
You got.
that's 4 weight
I'm not
classes.
gonna answer your question if you don't answer mine, bro. I'm asking you a genuine question here.
Nah,
Does
that's a
race
bitch
sell
made
in
move
boxing?
because you
Yes or
bitch
no?
made, bro. I asked you something and you can't answer it, and then
I
you're gonna
already
answer with
answered
a
it. I said
question. Come
yes, it
on,
was
bro.
50-50.
Stop being a bitch.
All right, so now you're gonna call names. Really, bro? Are we gonna go there? Are you gonna keep it respectful or not? Don't call me
Yeah, come
names,
on,
man. I'm
guys. We
trying to
gotta
be
just keep it
respectful here.
respectful. We gotta keep it respectful.
Come on, bro. We're grown men around here. But anyways,
You
I
ain't no
answered your
little
question.
boy.
Thank you, Bushido.
You
I
little
answered your
boy. Why
question. I
you
said yes.
questioning E Thriller's blackness? What type of shit is that?
I'm asking you a question. Bushido, can I ask you a
I
question?
asked you a question. You still ain't answered.
I
You just say
answered your
because. That don't
question.
make
You're
no
not
sense.
listening.
That ain't
Open up your
explaining nothing, bro.
ears. Jesus.
Go ahead. Make it make sense. How come
Okay.
Mikey, without a
So I'm gonna
pay-per-view,
ask Bushido.
got 50-50
I'm
with
gonna ask you a
Spence,
question. So this guy
coming
doesn't
up
want to
3
answer it
weight
since he's
classes up
capitulating.
without a belt?
Does race sell
What
in
are the
boxing,
numbers to
Bushido?
back up his reason for a 50-50? Answer
So
that,
at the end,
please.
you're not. All right. I'm gonna be quiet, bro. I ain't gonna answer your question because you want to answer mine. I'll be quiet. Go ahead, Bushido.
Exactly. That's what you
Well,
do. When the
well,
pressure's on, these
No,
Spence
the
fans
question,
tap
bro. You
out.
act
Mikey
like you're telling me
Garcia,
something. Just be
he
quiet. You
didn't
don't know what
have
you're
to do
talking about.
nothing
Go ahead, Bushido.
to get a fight with Errol Spence. He didn't. He didn't have to do nothing.
Because he
He
wasn't
didn't
a
have to
threat.
fight this guy. He didn't have to go get a belt first. He didn't have to do anything, bro. I mean, look, really, from what Crawford fans notice and boxing fans in general notice, is the energy with Errol Spence just changed.
And I understand, but you're like, why you guys don't like the way it got laid out and the way it's going. But you can't blame Errol Spence for that. That's not like you can't say he's not going to fight Crawford at his best. You can't say stuff like that. That's why I don't get it. Like when you guys are talking about, like he's gonna age him out and stuff like that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, if they're going based off of this guy's actions, if he goes for Crawford after he gets past Ugas, then what? Then what? Then what? Are you gonna say he's gonna age him out then, or what? It should happen in 2022 if we just following logic.
It ain't happening in 2022 because he got a mandatory after Ugas.
Right.
He has. See, this is where you don't know what you're talking about.
And look, he's gonna
That
have
No,
mandatory
this is
has
how we
never
know what we're
been.
talking
Has
about
never
because this is
been
how it is,
mandated.
bro. You pay the
This shit
step
is sold
aside
up,
money,
man.
which means that the guy who gets paid step aside is the next in line.
Is
Period.
it official? Hold on. Is it official? Has it been official that Stacionis and Gutierrez, the winner, is going to face the winner of
Okay,
Crawford? I mean,
so was
Ugas
it
and
not
Spence.
official that Ugas was in a tournament and
Is
therefore he
it?
was off the table? That
Is
was
he in a
official,
tournament
right? And
now?
then shit
Is
done
he in a
changed,
tournament
right?
now?
So let me ask you this:
Oh
Why
my
the fuck
God.
did Why the fuck did Al Heyman move heaven and earth to make this Ugas shit happen? Okay, is he gonna
Why
keep the
did
same
Bob?
energy to make the Spence Crawford fight happen when it's done? Is he gonna
Well, if
spend
you've
that
been
money to
listening, I
do
know you've
that
been
too?
listening, brother.
I know
But
I've been listening. I want to
oh,
ask you, since you know
oh,
everything about business,
I
what
do.
business
I mean,
starts in the red for no
I seem to
reason?
know more. I mean, I know common sense. I mean, all you gotta do is just use your common
You
sense
don't
if
know
you
no
have any.
common sense because I
Okay,
asked you
but
something and
anyways,
you
but
can't answer it and you're deflecting.
so I'm asking your question again since you want to go at it again. At the end of the
Bro, you
day,
ain't even
if you're gonna
answer a
have
question. How you gonna answer a question by
undisputed,
asking a question?
am I gonna answer the
Come
question or
on, bro.
not? You're asking me a
Stop.
question, but then you cut me
Look,
off.
no detours here. No
You know what I'm
detours
saying?
here.
You
Check
keep
this
cutting
out.
me off. It's
Okay,
ridiculous, man. You ask a
you're
question, but then you cut
ridiculous.
when you ask a question,
You're
you want to cut somebody off.
ridiculous. You're narcissistic, bro. You're on
All
here
right,
all
I
the
don't
time,
listen.
popping your shit in
I
the
don't know
comment
why you want
section,
to come
always
on
saying
here
some
and
dumb
act
shit
like
all
you're
the
gonna
time.
try to
I don't
challenge
even know why
me and want to
Bushido let you
expose
on,
me
bro.
talking about. I must do something to you because you look like you're pissed off against me. Listen, I don't know who you are. I don't know you. I don't care to know you. But at the end of the day, I've been consistent and I've been saying the same thing. And I don't care if you like it. You don't have to like it. And at the end of the day, boxing is a business, and the man said he's going to fight for undisputed. That's it. It's period. There's nothing else to talk about.
Still ain't answered no
I'm not
questions.
going to answer your question because you've been disrespectful. So if you're going to cut me off, I'm not going to answer your question.
Bro, please, you disrespectful all the time on
Okay,
all
so
of these
did you
channels,
not call
bro.
me a bitch right now? Did you not call me
Did
a
you
bitch
not
right now?
question E-Thriller's blackness,
Did
bro?
you not? Yeah, I
You
did
ain't do
question his
that?
blackness, and I'll say it.
Okay
I
then. So
do
that
question
ain't
his
being
blackness.
disrespectful. So why the fuck do you get any
Oh, hold
airtime,
on. Are
bro?
you
Fuck
black?
out of here.
Hold on. Are you black to even be
It don't
commenting on
matter if
this?
I'm black or
Hold
not.
on. Are you black?
Blacker than your ass. Put it
Wait.
that way.
You want to talk about race? Are you even
Here
black to
we
be
go with
questioning on
this
this?
shit.
Oh, All right,
Exactly. You a white boy
but
from New
yeah.
York, bro. Shut up.
Yeah, that's what you know, Steve
But
Urkel, Bow Wow looking ass
let's
motherfucker.
We a
Fuck.
white boy from New
keep it
York.
boxing, gentlemen. Let's just keep
You
it
probably
boxing.
Custer
Wait,
Mo is
hold
probably your
on.
grandfather, boy. Stop.
Well, y'all tripping. Y'all
I'm
ain't got a
just
fight
saying, nah, you
schedule,
want to
so
talk about he
y'all
need to
might
shut
as
his
well
damn
calm
mouth.
down.
He needs to shut his damn mouth.
Yeah. But we ain't finna do all that, man. Come on
I'm
now,
just
we ain't
saying,
finna
brother,
do
like
all
this guy's
that.
pissing me off. He's probably a
It's all well,
racist.
hey, look, it's all good though. It's all good. Cause everybody keep their emotions in check, man.
He's a
You know what I'm
fucking
saying?
racist. Probably
We
like,
talking, we we trying to have a
Fucking
fish fry.
racist. Fuck out of here.
Y'all on some other shit. We looking for some fish to fry. We ain't over here for all that, man.
and I'm just saying, like this guy came at me, and I'm just kind of like feel kind of pressed about it. Like, come on, bro, I don't even know who you
You
are.
should feel
Every time we
pressed
two people
about it
come and
because
start
you need to be
talking
held
about
accountable
this,
for
you
the
see what I'm
bullshit you
saying? This
say,
is the
bro.
racist shit I'm talking about on YouTube, guys. You got white guys on here talking about, oh, you question somebody else's blackness, nigga. You're not even white. I mean, you're not even black. You're talking about trying to
There you
question a
go.
black
There
person's
you go. You're
blackness.
right. I ain't
Come
even
on,
white. You're
Come
right.
on, man.
The
Hey, we
one
got to
thing
keep.
you
man.
got
I'm
right.
gonna have to just shut this down, man.
One thing
You
you got
know,
right.
I'm just
like,
saying,
we
like,
don't need to get all into this race stuff. We were just having
I'm just saying.
a debate about boxing. I know this shit can get emotional and personal and all that, but let's just try to keep it boxing, man.
He's a wigger, man. That's all he is a damn wigger.
Come on, LT. Come on, man.
My bad.
Come on, man.
Once
My
All
bad.
again, that
people are saying is
motherfucker's
that
wrong. You
hey,
wrong.
Dennis, Ugas, and Spence is not the fight that people was really looking for. It's not. It's not. Errol Spence has come up with a shit ton of excuses over the years, and so has his fans as to why Terence Crawford don't deserve to fight or why the fight ain't happening.
So, nah.
A lot of boxing fans are pretty much more straightforward. We don't really we understand that it's a business, but at the same time, we don't give a fuck because it's none of our business. Just make
Exactly.
the fight. What's our plan and all this bullshit? Come on, man. Al's playing, bro.
Al's playing.
Like God's plan. You might have said God's plan. Come on,
Real
man.
talk.
Gosh,
Real talk. Especially when a fight has already been built. See, it'll be different if we talking about Earl Spence versus Jerron Ennis. And Jerron Ennis hasn't built up a name in boxing and nobody really knows him. He doesn't have a fan base. We haven't been asking to see his fight for 3 years. See, that'll be a little bit different when we talking about, these plans,
Right.
But when we're talking about the fight that everybody knows about, everybody wants to see, all like you said, the media people have been asking, ESPN been asking, like, and it's so crazy that you can't bring up one guy without the other. You can't bring up Earl Spence's name without Terence Crawford. You can't
Right.
bring up Terence Crawford's name without Earl Spence.
Right.
True.
It's locked in.
Yep.
These guys are rivals, man. It's the Pacquiao and Floyd thing all over again, but just between two black fighters though. But it's the same thing. These guys are attached. It's
I
like
mean,
you can't be objective like on either side. If for some reason with this, it's like if you like Pacquiao, I mean if you like Crawford, you don't like Spence. If you like Spence, you don't like Crawford. And I like both fighters.
no, it's not that. It's the fact that we want to see the fight. You see, okay, I'll give you an example. Amir Khan and Kell Brook. You watching it?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, are you excited to see two old men get in there and relive the glory days of a fight that's supposed to have happened years and years and years ago? Are
I mean,
you excited for that shit?
I'm not excited as I could have been, but I mean,
Would you pay for it? Is the question.
I'm not gonna pay for that.
You got
No,
$80 on it? You got $80 on it?
I'm not gonna pay for that now.
Okay, so do you see our fucking point? It ain't
I know.
about hating Earl Spence.
I see. I would see your point if Earl Spence did not say you're gonna go for him for undisputed. That's my point. Do you not see my point? Like I said, I've been on record of stating this. If Earl Spence, if he gets past Ugas and he does not show the energy to go for after Crawford, then he has been ducking him. There's no excuses. I've been consistent. I've been saying this, but I have to go by the man's actions. This man has said, "I'm gonna fight you for undisputed, fight you last." So that's the difference.
No.
Lenore, stop capping, bro.
What
We've been
I'm
going
just
through this.
saying, bro. That's what it's been.
Lenore, we've been having these debates on E-Thriller page, man. Stop capping, dude.
I'm just. But have I not
Come
been
on.
saying that? Honestly, have I
Nah,
not
man.
been saying that?
Listen.
Yes or no?
When did Earl Spence ever came out of his mouth and say he's gonna fight Terence Crawford for undisputed?
Can I send you a video?
And you can send me a video. It doesn't
I
matter.
mean, but
But
did
I'm
Errol
just
Wait,
Spence
did
say
you
out of
just
his own
ask me a
mouth, I'm
question
going to
and
be
talk
fighting
about it?
Terence Crawford
I have a
after
video for it.
Dennis Lucas for undisputed? Did he say that?
Yes, he has. Can I send you
No.
a video? I have it on
I,
video.
I would love to see that video, Lenore.
Okay.
I would love to
I
see
can't
that
send it
video.
to you right now, but you have an email, drop it in the private chat, and I send it to
Yeah,
you.
it must have been on the Errol
Yeah,
Spence
where can it
fan
be
club
found, man?
webpage.
No. What? It's out of his own mouth.
Where?
It's a video onto YouTube Short. He was getting interviewed. He said out of his own mouth. He said, "I'm going to fight him for undisputed last." I can send that video. I can't send it on here because I'm talking with you guys. But if you drop your email
All
in the
right, we'll
private chat,
just
I'll send
keep
it to you.
him, hold him accountable for when he doesn't do it and moves up. That's
Oh
all.
my gosh! So now you want to quit?
Hey,
Who is this guy,
Lenore.
man?
Hey,
Who
Lenore.
are you? Who are you, man?
Lenore.
I'm your
Lenore.
Go ahead,
daddy.
bro.
That's who I am.
Go ahead,
Hey,
bro. What
Lenore.
you gonna say?
Hey, Lenore.
Yeah.
Here's my thing, man.
Yeah.
Earl Spence went on ESPN and said, when Terence Crawford gets Jeff Horn belt, then we can make that happen. Now, he kept switching it up every single time. Are you not going to hold him accountable for anything?
So accountable for what in
Right.
particular?
I gave you one
Yeah,
example.
see how he avoids
He
the
went on
questions, my
ESPN.
man?
Shut up! Nobody's talking to you. Go in your damn
Nobody's.
corner. I can't hear what you're saying. You said it again.
He went on ESPN 4 years ago.
Yes.
Terence Crawford gets that Jeff Horn belt.
Yes.
Then we can make it happen. He said,
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying that's one. I can give you another example.
Okay. Can I answer that point before you go on to your next?
All right, go ahead.
Okay. He did not say get that belt and I'll fight you next. He said get a belt, meaning get a belt so I can even consider fighting you. He had done no work in the welterweight division. Get a belt. Did he say get a belt next and I'll fight you? Did he say that?
No, he specifically, and
I said
you could go watch the ESPN.
I
He
watched
said
it.
Terence Crawford. This is his exact word. He said Terence Crawford need to get that Jeff Horn belt first, then we can make the fight. As a matter of fact, you know how I know he said that? Because actually,
I seen it.
no, I'm just saying because even Bushido put it on his video. It was about, I think it was about like a year ago. That had that clip on there that said when Earl Spence was on ESPN, he said Terence Crawford need to get that Jeff Horn belt first, then we can make it happen. That was his exact words. His exact
Okay.
words.
But did he say next though? That's my question to you. Did he say next?
Well, no. Does somebody
I've
have
seen
to
the
say
video.
next?
I've
He
seen the
said we can
video.
make.
I've
He
seen the
said we
video.
can make it happen. As soon as he get that Jeff Horn belt, we can make it happen. Does he have to say the word next just to say we can make that happen? Like the word next
Yes,
come out of his
because
mouth?
if I were to give up my
Come
pen to
on,
go
Lenore.
undisputed, yes.
Come
You see what
on,
I'm saying?
Lenore. You better than that, Lenore. Come on,
What are you
man.
talking? I'm better. I follow the man's that what the. I'm going based on what Spence is saying for undisputed. I'm not going based off of emotion and come on, you supposed to be fighting him before and whatever. If Spence said he's gonna fight the man for undisputed, then hold him to it. If he doesn't, then y'all can kill him. I'll give you
Why
that. Go
Mikey?
ahead.
Why
There's
Mikey
no
Garcia
defense.
didn't have to get a belt to get a fight?
Excuse me.
Why Mikey Garcia didn't have to get a belt first?
So Mikey Garcia again, and I'll answer
No,
this question right
why?
now.
I'm just
Mikey
asking you. Why
Garcia
do you think?
Mikey Garcia was simply a cash grab to build up Earl Spence Jr.'s pay-per-view
He was
revenue. That's
simply an
simple.
easy
That's
fight,
all
right?
he was.
Simply an easy fight.
An
Hello.
easy fight to a fight to
Okay.
build up his pay-per-view,
Okay.
and that's all
Hey,
there
can,
was.
can I step in on something right quick?
Go ahead.
I want to make this point right here. when Jeff Horn beat Pacquiao, Earl Spence was the first person to go say he wanted the WBO strap.
Yep.
As soon as Crawford beat Jeff Horn, Spence said the WBO strap means nothing. Crawford on the other side of the street. I guess they don't remember.
Facts.
So did he say that
Yes, he
verbatim
did.
that it means nothing? Did he
Yes,
say
he
that?
did say that. Yes,
What?
he
Can you
did say
show
that.
me the video? I've never seen that video. He said it means nothing.
You're the only one in the world that don't see that when Earl Spence talks.
No. I'm saying, did he say that verbatim? I'm talking
He
about.
said, I didn't say what he said verbatim. When Jeff Horn
okay.
beat Pacquiao, he was trying to fight Jeff Horn. As soon as Crawford got the belt, you on the other side of the street, WBO means nothing. So why is that?
I've never heard him say WBO means nothing. If you
Okay.
if you could show it to me, I'd be more than willing to look at it. But I've
You're the
never
only
heard him say
one
something like that.
that don't say nothing that talks about Spence and don't see nothing that he said.
I'm asking you. Listen, I'm being honest with you. If you can show me that video, I would like to see it because I've just never seen it. It's not my fault. I don't see every single video.
So
on
you don't
YouTube.
remember him trying to fight Jeff Horn when he got the belt?
You talking about Crawford or going
No,
for? No, I remember. I do not remember that.
So if you remember that, why isn't that the same energy with Crawford?
No, I do not remember that. I don't remember him ever making huge effort to fight Jeff Horn. I do not remember that.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm being honest. I'm
they
not
was
trying to
looking at
like,
chops
like,
at the idea of fighting Jeff
Then
Horn.
when
They
he,
thought that was an easy lick.
when he stops Porter, the dude leaves way before the fight before the fight was announced. But anybody else, he'll sit there and call him in the ring. Why is that?
You said what? I can't hear you. Say it again.
I see when he fights when Crawford stops Porter, why did he leave the fight there early?
Oh, okay. Let me answer that question. That premature stoppage, which was a stoppage way too soon. I've been saying this. You can tell in the man's face, looking at that. That was I'm in the same face he made. That was a face of disappointment because that fight was stopped too soon.
So
you can look at him. I don't know if you ever been there, but you know how you was
have you ever stepped in the ring before?
and then you'll be like
I said, I want to be undefeated West champion of the world.
How many times have you seen Sean Porter
make it happen?
punch the fans? Had to get dropped twice.
I've never seen it. So, but doesn't.
I'm gonna ask you. Does that call frustration?
Frustration, yeah. It does cause frustration.
So when you're frustrated, you don't think straight, right?
When you're frustrated, sometimes yes, you may not think straight.
No, most times you don't think straight when you're frustrated.
I've gotten mad before and I've thought straight, but yeah, I see your point. Go ahead.
So my thing is, he stopped Sean Porter. They give him excuses. Or Sean Porter was too old. Sean Porter was on the podcast. Sean Porter was doing other things. He did the exact same thing on the podcast.
Man, Bud can stop whoever the fuck he want. He ain't gonna stop Earl.
Let me ask you a question. Bud don't stop 12 world-class fighters.
It don't world
out of 12 people,
y'all been up here.
Out of 12 people he stopped, like 11 of them were bums.
No,
and the only guy he stopped was Porter, and that was questionable.
Ricky Burns was the bum. Game Boy was the bum.
Absolutely a bum.
Man, hey, Lenore. Earl Spence couldn't even stop a lightweight, man. So I mean, come on, dude.
Wait, so if he's not able to stop a lightweight, how come he was able to drop a welterweight Sean Porter? That doesn't add up. If you're not able to even drop,
but he couldn't even stop a lightweight. He didn't even drop a lightweight.
That's a contradiction.
No, I'm just saying. But did he stop Sean Porter?
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Did he stop Sean Porter?
He didn't stop Sean Porter. No, but can I ask you a question?
Yes, he did stop Sean Porter.
Okay. So he didn't stop. Sean
Porter. Earl Spence. I'm talking about Earl Spence. Did Earl Spence stop Sean Porter?
No, he didn't stop Mikey Garcia or Sean Porter. But let me ask you a question: did he drop Mikey Garcia or Earl Spence?
No, he didn't drop.
Okay, did he drop Sean Porter though?
No.
No. Yes or no? Did he drop Sean Porter though?
He fell on his hand. Bud dropped Sean Porter. He fell on his hand.
But he dropped Sean Porter.
No.
What type of logic is that when you try to say, oh,
no, I'm saying you saying y'all talking about stopping whatever, and all I'm saying is that Earl Spence, last person he stopped was a nobody and Ocampo. That was the last person he stopped. He hasn't stopped anything.
Exactly.
But when have I ever said that Earl Spence is just some knockout artist? I've never said that. I never said he was like a Deontay.
No, you said he got power.
He got solid power. He got power, but it's nothing special. I never said he got like power from the gods or something like that.
But where's the power at? If he ain't knocked nobody out for 3 years, where's his power at? Bud stopped everybody.
He stopped 11 bums.
No, he didn't.
Not 8.
Hey, Lenore, since you talk about
saying these bombs fight Terence Crawford, would you rather?
The only person that was high level was Sean Porter, and that was
Lenore. Name all the elite fighters that Errol Spence fought since Terence Crawford been fighting.
We've been having this debate on that dude's channel forever. You already know how I feel, so I don't want to keep asking.
But I wasn't on that, dude. You talking about who? You talking about E?
Hey, Lenore. Let me ask you a question. So Felix Diaz was a bum?
Excuse me?
Felix Diaz was a bum?
Yes.
Okay, he was a bum. So Ricky Burns was a bum?
Yes.
Okay, Gamboa was a bum who was compared to Floyd Mayweather, but he was a bum. Undefeated world-class fighting champion, right?
Compared to Floyd Mayweather.
They were comparing him to Floyd Mayweather.
compared to Floyd Mayweather doesn't mean anything. You can
He was
compare it to
what?
Muhammad Ali.
Now, hold up. Y'all
Doesn't
keep
matter.
bringing up Mikey moved up 2 weight classes. Don't forget, Gamboa moved up to fight Bud, too. Stop
He don't
it.
make a
Exactly.
He
difference.
didn't move
Stop
up
it.
two weight
With
classes.
the
Stop
They
it.
don't want to talk
Stop
about
it.
that.
Now, keep that same energy now. Keep
Okay,
that
well,
same
It
energy.
depends
hey,
on
hey,
the
Hey,
Jay
but
difference.
Bud
Cooley.
stopped him.
Hey,
Hey,
Jay
the
Cooley,
difference
check
is
this out,
Bud
Jay
stopped
Cooley.
him. He got stopped.
Victor
Yeah,
Post
yeah.
out.
That's the
People,
difference.
Victor
He
Post
treated
Somebody got stopped.
he
he got
treated
punished by Bud.
he treated Gamboa that moved
Like
up
a
one
punk.
weight class. He treated them like he was supposed to treat them. Earl Spence couldn't even do that with Mikey.
But
No.
So
can I ask you a
let's
question?
just
Hold on. Can I ask? Let me
Bro,
squash
the
that
same
narrative.
thing why Devin couldn't knock out Gamboa. You can't knock nobody out if they ain't
You
swinging.
cannot listen. Styles make fights. Did
Oh my
Floyd?
yeah, but
God,
I'm just
y'all.
saying. Listen. When
Hold on. Did
listen,
Floyd
this is
knock out everybody?
Terence
Knock out
Crawford
Big
moved
K
up to
Money.
welterweight, and he been on a knockout streak at welterweight. Earl Spence
Against
couldn't
Okay,
even
how
do
many?
you think none of us on this panel, you give us 6
That's
months to count. We can't
that.
whoop nobody that Bud the fault.
Nah.
Hell no.
So
I
who?
don't think that.
Bud make his fights look
Maybe
easy. That's why
Sean,
y'all
give her all the go, but everybody else would beat the shit out of
Bushido. Bushido.
You think you can beat the shit out of Victor Post now? And
Man, come on, bro.
Jose Maria. Hold
Y'all
on,
giving this
Jose.
dude so much. Y'all
Jose,
giving
hold
this
on.
dude
Jose
so
Ramirez
So
much
much
beat the fuck
crap,
credit.
out of him.
bro.
Hold on. Jose
Just
Ramirez could
stop
beat the
giving this
fuck out
dude
of him.
so much credit.
You give it way too
The
much
difference
credit.
between us Spence fans and us Bud fans, we like Bud. We
You
like
like
him.
Bud.
But y'all give Earl no credit at all, bro.
How you
Exactly.
gonna get somebody
Nah,
None.
credit fighting one division?
it's not. Nah, I'm put it like
Exactly.
this. It's not Earl's. I don't like his moves, but it's Earl Spence's stream ass fans that be trying to be fanages and shit. It's all
But
about
but
that,
but
man.
what but what are
Like that
Crawford
make
fans, bro?
nah, y'all moving the
Dog,
goalposts,
them
man.
Spence fans be lying, dog.
What's
Them Spence
Yo,
don't
fans be
get
yo,
lying.
hey, don't get mad that
Smith
Spence
got
fans
two belts in
actually
one
buy
division
his
in
fight and
one division
support
in
him.
10 years.
hey, Leonard, you came out and said something that Earl Spence didn't even say himself. You said Earl Spence want to get the third belt so he could fight Crawford for undisputed. Earl Spence never said nothing like
Yes, he has. I can send you the video.
that. Oh, okay. Please drop the link. Please.
He
Okay,
the only one that
I
seen
can't
that
drop it
video.
because I'm on here, but can you drop your email and I can send it to you?
Hey, Lenard, was that contract, that 60-40 contract, was it real?
No.
It never got sent because Crawford's not going to take it. He said it on his own.
Why
Oh,
would he
it,
take
it
it?
never
Because
did they
it's
even
a
type
division.
it?
What
Did
is
they
this
even type it?
madness? What's going on? This guy spent about a good 5 to 10 minutes discrediting every single Terence Crawford opponent, but then he claims that he likes Bud.
I like
You
Bud.
don't
I'm going to
like
be
Bud,
honest.
but you just spent 10 to 15 minutes discrediting every single opponent that he has. You didn't give him any credit whatsoever. So if you don't
This
want to give, if
Hey,
you don't want to give
Bud
Terence
Ford,
Crawford any
12,
credit, why
he
should we
fought
give Errol
12
Spence any
world
credit?
class fighters from 3 different divisions and beat all of them. Made it look easy. And you saying that's not better than Spence record?
so can I address that?
Hey,
Just
Spence got a
Con,
good
just
Con
like
schedule.
I have
arguably beat 3 guys on
just
Spence
because
resume.
to show you guys something. Just because I may discredit the majority of Terence Crawford's
You
resume
discredited
and
all
shit
of
on
them.
it,
You
that does
discredited
not mean I
all of
don't
them.
give credit where credit is due.
You didn't
I
give him any
have
He
him
credit.
said Victor
higher than
Post
Spence
out
on
the
the
bum.
pound for pound list. So just
What?
because I can discredit your opponents doesn't mean I don't necessarily dislike you. I'm just being logical and being honest. Your opponents have been up to par except Sean Porter. So I can't just say,
So
oh,
Victor
it's
Post out the bum. That's what you saying.
Victor Postal is no A-level fighter.
Why he did?
Leonard,
He's
come
not. He's
on,
not.
man.
Victor Po.
Leonard, come on now, dog.
So Victor
Come
Post out
on,
wasn't the man
man.
when he beat Matisse.
Come on,
Hello, he
dog.
wasn't the dude when he beat Matisse. Hello, he wasn't the dude when he beat Matisse. Y'all forget that it was supposed to be Terence Crawford versus Matisse, but Victor Post out came and fucked that
Beat
up,
him,
right?
yeah,
Y'all,
Hey,
But
and
it
don't
Crawford
he
was
forget
did.
about
completely
that,
putting
beat
right?
him.
Poster on
But
the
it did
back
was
foot.
his first test. What Game Boy was his first test, right? They thought Game Boy was gonna be.
Can I
They
ask you a
thought
question?
everyone know,
Everybody thought the same thing
every
when
person
Mikey was going to move
that
up.
Bud
Everybody was
had
picking
fought,
Mikey to beat
every
Spence.
person
Nobody
that
talks
Bud had
about that
fought
either.
before he got to welterweight, people thought was going to beat Bud. They thought Victor Posta was going to beat Bud. They thought that Gamboa
People
was going to
thought
beat
Mikey
Bud.
Garcia was
They
They
going to
thought
even
beat
they thought
thought
Ricky
Spence.
Burns was
they
gonna
People
even
beat.
thought
thought they
Danny
thought
Garcia
that
is going
Jeff
to beat
Horn was
Spence.
going to beat Bud.
People now
They
think
He
always
never,
thought
Ugas is
that
Danny
going to
Bud was
beat
going to
Garcia
beat
Spence.
Bud.
ain't never beat a top welterweight in his whole career. So who gonna pick that? Who the hell Danny Garcia ever beat?
Well, he
Nobody.
goes.
And
I
welterweight.
Hey,
Yeah, Danny
Leonard.
Garcia
Hey,
didn't do
Leonard.
anything at welterweight. He didn't
Hey,
do anything
Leonard.
at welterweight.
Leonard. You believe in other side of the street, right?
I don't believe. What do you mean by like? Do I believe in it? Like,
No, I'm just saying, like, you believe in other, like, there's sides of the streets and stuff like that.
I believe this, that a company is going to do whatever in their best interest to make fights on their
I
side
believe that you're
go
a
for
troll.
a threat
I believe that
that
you're a troll.
last.
That's what
Go
you
ahead.
do. You're just true.
No, because here's my thing. If Errol Spence wanted to fight um Jeff Horn, he was willing to cross the other side of the street. He never even mentioned streets when it came to Jeff Horn.
But
He
what
never
I'm
mentioned
saying is
streets when
this:
it came
I
to
don't
Cal
remember
Brook.
him ever
But
showing
all of a sudden, when
huge
Terence
energy
Crawford
for
get in the
Jeff
way,
Horn.
he's talking about streets.
But I don't remember him ever showing huge energy for Jeff Horn. I don't remember that. When like talk about when he showed just energy for Crawford and
Okay,
other
but
fighters.
it's my thing. He went to
Yeah.
fight Cal Brook, and Cal Brook was on a different side of the street. Why is he mentioning streets when it comes to Terence Crawford?
Let me answer that question. First of all, Top Rank. Earl Spence's on record is saying he does not like Bob Arum. He does not like Top Rank. He does not like doing business with them for whatever reason. He does not like doing business with them. He'll be more than willing to do business with Matchroom Sports and Sky Sports
How does
No,
Earl
Cal Brook.
Spence know? How does
actually,
Earl
when he was
Spence know how he does
when
business
he
with
The
when he
business with
difference
was
Bob
is
when he
Arum?
was
that
on
was Earl
ESPN.
Spence's first
No, but
championship fight. He had to bend and capitulate.
No, but when he was on ESPN and they were asking him, that was when he was with Stephen A. Smith on ESPN talking about becoming undisputed, talking about fighting Jeff Horn, Keith Thurman, and all of these people. Jeff Horn was on the other side of the street. He was willing to fight Jeff Horn. All of them were willing to fight Jeff Horn. In fact, they wanted to fight Jeff Horn because they thought it was so easy. That is what happened.
I remember
Wait. So, but wait, let me finish. But when Terence Crawford got the belt, he didn't want any interest in fighting Terence Crawford. My bro, I was an Errol Spence fan up until when Terence Crawford and him had the confrontation, and he looked at Terence Crawford and told him, "I'm going to take the easy route and fight Sean Porter and knock out Sean Porter," which he never ended up doing. He didn't end up knocking out Sean Porter. He said he was going to take the easy route. If you hear a man tell you that, what was your reaction to that? Because
So
my reaction
my
was the same as
reaction
Terence
was, oh,
Crawford. No, Grit. My reaction was the same as Terence Crawford's reaction. What the hell is this guy even talking about? Let's fight now. And that's what Bud fans say. Let's fight now.
okay.
So what
And
is it?
my
What
reaction
is
to
it that
that
you're going to
was,
say?
and let me tell you what my reaction was. My reaction was, oh, okay, him fighting for undisputed. Simply what he just said. Get the easy route, beat Sean Porter,
Lena,
which he did beat him, and he's gonna fight for undisputed. That's what my reaction was for it.
Lena, this isn't a movie. This isn't a video game where you prepare yourself to fight the last one. This isn't a video game. This isn't a movie, bro. We don't care whether or not you're
I know
gonna
you don't
fight.
care.
You want to fight for undisputed. We want to fight you now. You're talking about
Nah.
undisputed like it's some kind of movie. Oh my god. Let's fight the last person. No, bro.
Let me get this point across though, right? So every time Spence fights somebody, he's gonna fight somebody. There's no money disputes or issues until Terence Crawford gets the fight. Then he puts his money out in the public.
What? This guy's breaking out. I don't hear any.
I say every time Crawford Spence, he puts his money in the public, but he don't put no other fighters' money in the public. There's no more hurdles with nobody else but Terence Crawford. Why is that?
I actually not hearing.
Okay, can I answer that question?
Answer though. What did he ask? What did he ask?
He's basically saying how come there's no money disputes and talking about money when it comes to other fights with Earl Spence, but when it's Terence Crawford, there's always talking about money issues. That's basically what he was saying.
Okay, go.
Okay,
Because that
to answer
nappy-head
your
motherfucker is a threat. That's
so
why.
let me so
No,
so to
that
answer your
nappy-head
question,
motherfucker is a threat. Everybody knows it. Everybody
And
knows it.
that's what any
there-
fighter, Spence, Thurman, and Pacquiao asked for 50 million or 40 million. He never made 40 million until you fought Floyd.
okay. So to answer that guy's question who was just speaking right now, when you have huge time fights like this, right? Possible all time great type of fights, Floyd and Pac and all these other great fights that we've
Man,
had.
none of them are Floyd or Pac, man.
Well, I'm just saying, hold on. When you have these top shelf A+ level fights, you even had with Floyd and Pac, that how big that fight was. Because how much money they made, You even have the A side, B side split talked about that as well. So there's gonna be when you have
Hey,
the
Lennar,
two of the biggest fights.
Lennar, that's a bad
You're not speaking
comparison.
right, Lennar.
No. That's not a
Lennar,
bad
that's a bad
comparison because
comparison,
let me ask
Lennar.
the reason why it's not bad is this
That's not true
because
what you're
those
saying.
So
guys
It's
were
basically,
not
gonna
you're saying
true.
make
that
so much more money,
you're saying
so much
Crawford
more
top
money
notch.
than
Basically,
Earl
what
and
you're saying.
Crawford.
Hey,
You
Lennar,
see what I'm
Lennar,
saying?
I'm
These
gonna
guys
I'm gonna
have
tell Lennar.
generational wealth. Go
Hold
ahead.
on, Lennar. I'm gonna tell you why that's a bad comparison.
Okay.
Because when the fight between Mayweather and Pacquiao was originally supposed to be scheduled when they was in negotiation, it was going to be 50-50. If their body wasn't hollering out 60-40 in the first negotiation, they were saying 50-50. So
50-50. Yes,
so
but
all this,
what happened
no,
after
I'm
the
just
years
saying,
when it didn't
like
get
what
made?
happened was with the drug testing and all that other stuff
Yes.
that delayed a
Yes.
lot of it. But it wasn't
Yes.
no, hey, Manny Pacquiao should take 40% or 30% or Floyd should 80-20 a nigga. See, this is the stuff that Earl Spence is on, and they didn't even have a negotiation yet, but Earl
And
Spence
that
is
is the,
putting
and
out
that is
My,
the
is putting out
what I'm
purse
and that
this
no,
is
and
strings.
that
why
is the
it's
thing
such a
as
good
well.
comparison
When
because they were
Pacquiao and
gonna
Floyd were planning to fight, Floyd was already a five weight world champion. Pacquiao was already a 9-weight world champion. These were two guys who were proven moneymakers, proven gigantic champions. This was a true A
And
level
Pac-Man
fight.
was the number one pound for pound at the
Spence
time.
so
versus,
hold on
and not only
if
that,
this
the
isn't an A
A
level
side, B
fight then
side, the
why are
A
you putting
side,
this
B
on
side talk
Hit them
only
like up,
started
man.
in
Hit that
Floyd's
like
era.
button, man. We only got
Before that, no
only
one was
some
talking
like
about A
like
side,
almost
B
100
side.
people here.
That was
We
something
gotta
that
get
All
the
right,
Floyd
so
fight.
look.
started
Y'all go ahead.
talking about.
I want to get the young lady's thoughts in the corner real quick. She's been waiting patiently to give her thoughts. I want to get her thoughts on this.
We don't want to be left. Crawford, poor people don't like Crawford. Yeah. We want to be more
I can't hear you, bro. I can't hear you.
I don't know why he just go ahead.
Hey, bro, you're cutting in and out.
He should have fought back. Got that payday. That's really fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That was the payday fight. That would have been easy.
But we just know
I'm
plain and
sorry, bro. I
simple.
can't hear you.
Plain and simple. Spence scared to fight Crawford. Everybody already knows.
I can't hear. You guys are kind of somebody was cutting out when they were speaking. I couldn't hear you.
I said plain and simple. We know that Spence is scared to fight Crawford. That's it.
I think that's in your world that you live in, but not in mine.
Nah.
That's in your world that you think that, but
Hey, hold on real quick, you guys. I missed a few super chats. Y'all hit that like button for your boy. Drew Reed, salute for the super chat. He says, I get it now. He doesn't watch boxing. He watches Spence. I'm assuming he's referring to L.
I can't even hear. Go ahead, Bushido.
Let's see. What
Hey, Latch Puma, you gotta put your mic on mute.
Oh, my bad.
Jamon Daniel, salute for the super chat. He says, Spence fans say everything but let's fight. Y'all hit that like button for your boy. And salute to Kofi's Universe. You guys go subscribe to Kofi's Universe. He says, y'all go listen to Blood Boxing channel after this live. He went off on Lennar last week. Wow.
Yeah,
you popular out here in these streets.
Hella.
Lennar goes on every
channel
to talk shit.
What happened
like
was
that's all
I
he
made a
does.
comment on his channel, and I was like, I gotta question your blackness if you're not gonna buy Ugas and Spence fight. And then basically, who does that type of shit if you're not gonna buy this type of high level fight? And then he in response was like, shut your light bright ass up. I know your parents is mixed with white, which is not even true. He doesn't even know me, but he said, I know your parents is mixed with white. There's always a light bright ass nigga that's trying to tell me what to do and trying to tell us. That's basically what his rant was on last week. Even though he didn't, I was trying to hop on his panel, but his mom came in the room and then told him to shut it down, so he had to leave. But that's basically what happened with that.
Okay, cool. But this fight, what we talking about, this is past just being black. You know what I mean? Because let's think about it. Even on the Mexican channel,
whoever ain't talking,
they're asking about Terence Crawford, Errol Spence.
My thing is this. I still support this fight, even if it's not Crawford and Spence. Like, this is still a 3-belt unification between two black fighters. I don't get why black people would tear it down and say boycott it. That's messed up, man. Nobody said to boycott Sean Porter and Terence Crawford, and that fight wasn't even for unification. So make it make sense.
But guess what? That's the fight that Errol Spence fans were saying that Terence Crawford needed to boost himself up to become this star, to be on the level, to even deserve a fight with Errol Spence. Am I right?
They never
Or
said
am I
that.
wrong?
Yes, they did. They
Bullshit.
They never said
as a
that.
measuring stick.
Bullshit.
John Porter was using as a measuring stick to find out how good Crawford was.
Right, because he hasn't done anything at 147. Oops. Okay, come on now, stop. But
that's not true. But that's not true.
That
Like,
is true. It's not
that's
true.
That is not. That's not.
It's not true now
Okay.
because he
Sean
stopped.
Porter was a mandatory.
It's not true because he stopped Porter. That's why. So now
And
he's
They've been
premature
asking
stoppage,
for this fight.
that
They've
was
been
a
asking
questionable
for this
stoppage.
fight. No, they've been asking for Terence Crawford versus Sean Porter before Sean Porter even became a mandatory. Errol Spence fans has already been asking for this fight.
My thing about it is this: why are you not answer this question? Why are you not supporting a 3-belt unification between two black fighters? Answer
Well, I
that.
don't
Hey,
care how
Lenore,
black.
Lenore, I can answer that question.
Answer that question. Just answer that question.
He
If
can
you
be
Hey,
answer
Lenore,
that
I
question,
Hey,
like
Lenore.
blue black. It don't
go
matter.
ahead.
Lenore, I can answer that question for you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The remaining guys with the belts are all black. So why can't he fight Crawford now and then do a new unification with Ugas if he was to beat Crawford?
Okay, so he picked one black fighter to fight against, right? So he just happened to pick Ugas. So that answers your question right there. So
No,
why
you
not
said
supporting
why
a 3-belt?
you said why we don't support. Like, this is the thing. The high demand right now is Crawford and Spence. Why you don't support those two fighting each other? Why you keep supporting?
I do support that fight happening.
Hey, this is the issue right here.
But can you answer? Can anybody answer that question for me? Anybody in the chat before I
Because
move
it's not
on?
about Ugas being black. It's about people thinking Terence Crawford is the baddest motherfucker alive. That's what this shit
Here
is
we
about.
go with the
He's
butt
not gonna pick
stroking.
Crawford because he knows
Hey.
he can lose. There's a big chance he can lose. That's why they're gonna pick Crawford.
Nobody's answering my question. I can answer you guys. Can you guys please answer my question? How come people are black people are boycotting Spence and Ugas? Please, a 3-belt unification.
Who's boycotting? Who's boycotting?
Crawford.
You didn't hear you haven't heard the news, brother? They're talking about boycotting the fight on Facebook, on YouTube, talking about don't buy his fight. Blood Boxing came out and said something. Everybody's been saying something.
He's trying to fight easy opponents. That's why nobody wants.
Hold on, I just listened to Blood Boxing today. He said he never said anything about boycotting the Errol Spence fight.
He was saying, well, I was on his live and he was talking about how we shouldn't pay for it. I don't know, a couple of days ago, it was before today. He was actually on live talking about this.
No, you said boycott, and not paying for something.
Maybe he did not use the word boycott. I'm not saying use that word, but basically enticing people to not buy the fight.
Hey,
that's what he said.
Is Ugas on your pound for pound list?
That's why he yelled at me when I called him out and I said, brother, why are you not supporting a fight between 3 belts? He said, ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. Yeah, yada yada yada. That's where that came from.
Is Ugas on your pound for pound list?
Huh?
Is Ugas on your pound for pound list?
No.
Is Terence Crawford on your pound for pound list?
Yes.
What else is there to say?
But I don't get it. You're still not answering the question. Why can't you guys support a
the best
3-belt unification? High level
because I gotta pay for it.
Fight.
Because I gotta pay for it.
Supporting that.
Is it free?
It's not free.
Okay then.
But did you guys support Sean Porter and Terence Crawford? Anybody in the chat who supported that?
Yeah, I pay for it. Yeah, I pay for that.
Okay, so will you pay for this?
No.
Exactly. That's a hypocrite.
That's
hypocrite, man.
That's not hypocritical. No. You know how I know it's not hypocritical? You know how I know it's not hypocritical or no? Because y'all put up because the Spence fans put up all these barriers who Terence Crawford should fight before he get the Spence. He fight him and knock him off, and all of a sudden y'all put up another barrier because y'all was begging before the Ugas fight even happened. Y'all was like, man, Errol Spence need to take a tune-up fight. I don't need him to get in the ring with Crawford. And as soon as he get in with Ugas, y'all celebrating.
But
that's what y'all doing right now.
But do you see the logic in that? You pay for Porter,
but it's Ugas a tune-up.
It wasn't even for unification.
No, I'm saying
it's
Ugas a tune-up.
But you don't pay for Spence and Ugas. Especially a man
because y'all the one put the barrier up.
Did Terence Crawford fans say that he needed a specific opponent
you see what I'm saying?
before Errol Spence was to
It's
fight Terence Crawford.
what I'm
Hold on,
saying,
hold on,
bro.
hold on.
It's
Listen,
bigger.
no,
It's
no,
bigger.
listen,
It's bigger
listen.
than Spence and
No,
Crawford. We're just
no,
talking
no,
about
listen.
supporting
Listen,
two
listen.
black fighters who are going for a 3-belt unification. But you're not supporting that.
Did
But you're
Terence
not
Crawford
supporting.
fans
That's
say that Errol
wrong,
Spence
man.
needs to fight
That
Ugas
is wrong.
before he fights Terence Crawford?
That
Did
is
Terence
wrong,
Crawford
man.
fans say we wanted to see Errol Spence versus Ugas to see where Errol Spence is at, to see, you know, what he is in the welterweight division before facing Terence Crawford? Did you hear any Terence Crawford fans say that?
No, I heard, yeah, and they should have said that. They should have said, you know what,
Why?
let's see where he's at
Why?
to get a tune-up at,
Why?
to get a tune-up and to see where he's at. But it baffles me when you guys can say you'll pay for Crawford and Porter, but you won't pay for Spencer Ugas, and it's for unification. That's just
Hey, well,
like a
y'all
hypocrite.
were the ones that told us that Terence Crawford needs to prove himself, and we don't know because he fought 11 bums. So we was like, well, we got to pay for this fight because guess what? Everybody, all these Errol Spence fans are saying Sean Porter is the real deal, and everybody else fought Terence wasn't shit.
There have been so many people who thought that Ugas even beat Sean Porter. I didn't think he beat him, but a lot of people thought that he beat Sean Porter. So this is a very high level type of fight, and yet you don't want to pay for it. That just shows the true colors.
Hey, Lennar, here's my thing too. Now, when Terence Crawford and Errol Spence met up, and Errol Spence started naming off the list, he was like, first I'm gonna fight Mikey, then I'm gonna fight Sean, and then Terence Crawford was like, oh, he didn't say Terence, did he? And he said no. But you know who else Errol Spence didn't say? He ain't say Ugas either. So why the hell are you worried about Errol Spence fighting Ugas when Ugas was never on that list to begin with?
Facts.
For you talking about for Undisputed, like on his journey?
We don't even know if he gonna make it to the end of the yellow brick road. Why you keep saying
you
for
don't
Undisputed?
You don't want him to make it. That's what
I
it is.
actually
You don't want him to make it. You don't want him to make it.
No, I want him to make it into Terence Crawford. I want Terence Crawford to show
Okay,
the world how much of a better
if you
fighter
want to see him
he
fight
is.
Terence Crawford, boy, you guys better support this, and you guys better be in his corner rooting for him. Do not be rooting against him. Do not be not buying his pay-per-view fight. If you want to see Spence and Crawford next, the Terence Bud Crawford fans and all of boxing better be in Spencer's corner rooting for him to win this fight. If
I
you
ain't
want to
gotta
see
be
that
nowhere
fight,
because guess what? He could have been fought Terence
not
Crawford.
buying the fight. Do not be not going in there and going for Ugas. Don't be doing all that. If you want to see Spencer Crawford next, you better be in Spencer's corner rooting for him.
So you go to McDonald's and you order a chicken sandwich, they give you a hamburger, and you like, cool, because I'm gonna support McDonald's no matter what, because this is where I go eat my meals at.
I like hamburgers.
It's the
They're
same
good.
damn thing. So
I like
okay, if you come in the Burger King and you order a motherfucking Whopper and they give you a chicken sandwich, you're gonna be like, yeah, well, I support Burger King no matter what. Even though I'm gonna pay money for this bullshit that I didn't ask for.
I support McDonald's, I support Wendy's, I support Burger King because they all get my money. So regardless,
I got a lot of shit to say to you. Let me link up with you whenever we done, because you about any
okay, listen,
fight.
I support. That's what I'm saying. I support high level fights, whether it's Crawford, because it's bigger than Crawford and Spence. I want to see the best fight the best.
It ain't bigger than Crawford Spence. It ain't bigger than Crawford Spence.
No, I'm saying bigger.
You can't say you can't even say Crawford without Spence.
No, I'm saying not bigger financially, but bigger in a moral sense. Like this is just because it's just two black fighters fighting for 3-belt unification. I want to see it.
We don't give a damn how black Ugas is.
Oh, okay.
Ugas can be so black. Ugas can be so black when he closes his eyes at night, he disappears. Nobody gives a damn how black Ugas is. Nobody cares. It is about the top 2 elite level talents. Nobody give a damn about how black Ugas is or how Cuban he is. Nobody gives a damn.
I do.
Why?
I do.
Why?
I do. I can't say that, bro. I can't say something like that.
Well, okay, if that's the case, that means Errol Spence can go fight any other black fighter. And
no, because it won't
guys.
be for 3 belts. This is unification, so it gets justified. If it wasn't for the unification, it wouldn't get justified. This is a unification. When do we get to see 3-belt unifications? They don't happen often.
He could have went the other way and made 3-belt unification. 3-belt unification too.
Huh?
He could have went the other way and made a unification too.
And if it happened like that, you Crawford fans would be jumping for joy. You'd be, oh yeah, he's fighting Ugas. Oh yeah, you want to hear a peep. everybody be congratulating Crawford for getting this fight, and that's such a good
Hey,
fight, and
but y'all are
now you
the
can
ones
fight.
that
You
made
guys will
us
be doing
believe
all
that
that.
Terence Crawford hasn't done enough in the welterweight division. That's the point. That's
That's
the
not the
point.
point.
Errol
That's
Spence fans are the fans that are saying that Terence Crawford hasn't done enough. He hasn't. He doesn't have the big fights. He doesn't make the
no,
sales.
no,
He
no.
he, he ain't
You have
fought
to
elite level competition. Is
you
that not the narrative that Errol Spence fans have been
when I
pushing for years?
what I'm saying is you have to pick a side, bro. You either have to pick a side that you want to see Crawford and Spence next, or that you would be okay with Ugas and Crawford fighting next. Which one would it be? Because if you
Might be
say that you're gonna be
Crawford
okay with
anyway.
Ugas and Crawford fighting next, then you're a damn hypocrite. Straight up.
I'm going off of what Errol Spence fans are saying, and I'm telling you how
I'm
other
going by
Terence Crawford fans are saying. Not
that's the
me
problem.
personally.
You don't go
Not
based
me
off of what
personally.
you
Not
don't
me
go based
personally,
off
but
of you don't go based off of what the fans were saying. You go based off of the fighters' actions. That's what you go based off of, and that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Don't go based off of what these Spence fanboys are saying and stuff. You go based off what the fighters are saying. It's straight up. Crawford and Spence were undisputed. I'm gonna clean up my
yeah.
side of the street and then go for Crawford. It's
Well,
simple.
if I'm gonna base it off actions, I've seen Terence Crawford run down on Errol Spence a couple times.
He never ran down like talk about called him out.
Yeah, he called him out to his face.
You called him out one time to his face in person.
He called him out after he knocked out Sean Porter.
No, he didn't. He said, "Why did he come to my fight?" That's what he
No,
said.
and then he said, if Errol Spence get his tail out, to let everybody know that's the fight that I want.
Yep.
I guess you cut the TV off because you was disgusted.
I think he wants it. I'm not saying he doesn't want it, but what I am saying is at the end of the day, he's gonna have to wait for undisputed. I mean, it's just simple as that. That's what I'm just trying to get you to understand.
Well,
It's
Errol
not,
Spence may
and
not
he's
make it to the end of that road.
no. You think he's not gonna make it to the end
He
of the
might
road?
not.
You don't want him to
He
think.
might
You
not.
don't, Bushido. Come on, bro. You don't want him to make it to the end of the road. Let's be real. You want to see him lose.
Why
You
wouldn't
want to
I?
see him saying?
All the energy and all the videos I did on this fight, why wouldn't I want him to make it to the end of the road? He may not now. He just put in a fucking big spoiler in front of this fucking Crawford Spence story.
Listen, I have faith that he'll
Ugas
get
not going.
past
If
Ugas.
Ugas actually comes out to win, that's gonna be a tough fucking fight.
I don't think it's gonna be easy.
His trainer, you best believe Ismael Salinas already broke down Errol Spence and Derrick James's game. Ugas just gonna have to do the work, dude. This is not gonna be what people think.
It ain't much to break down.
So you said that he might not make it. So what is your prediction? I gotta get your prediction on it right now.
I don't know, man. As of right now, I got Ugas winning a decision. Oh no, a controversial decision.
Yeah, Ugas winning a controversial decision. Okay. What about you, the other guy who was talking to me?
I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna play out. But all I do know is that Errol Spence ain't nothing special when it comes to skills, or at least on the outside. I do know that.
And yeah, on the outside looking in, you're completely correct. Everybody said the same thing, but when they got in there,
I'm talking about on the outside. I'm talking about outside boxing. Like I'm talking about like on the outside, like as far as fighting distance. He's not special on the outside.
I don't get what you mean by
That's
that.
what I'm talking about.
I mean
that he don't have a great outside game. He's not good at fighting backwards. He's not good at pivoting and changing angles. You know what I'm saying? As far as his feet, Errol Spence is like a one-dimensional fighter on the outside. Jab, straight. Jab, hook. Jab, straight. Jab, hook. Until he gets on the inside, that's where he can do some work.
He does it. He does his best work on the outside, but he's very competent on the inside. No, I'm saying
his outside game is like basic. His outside game is like the shit you learn in the first couple of years of boxing. What are you talking about?
He does his best work on the inside, but he does do competent work on the outside. You saw that against Mikey Garcia. He was pivoting. He was pivoting and moving and shifting and beat him every single round. And remember, this guy's
against a guy that's like 5'5".
Right.
But a guy who was he not pound for pound? You would have at least thought he would have won 2 or 3 rounds. He could not even win 2 or 3 rounds. So come on, let's be real.
Mikey Garcia isn't the measuring stick for Errol Spence.
Do you see Spence getting through this fight unscathed against Ugas? Ugas ain't Danny.
Okay, let me answer that question. I don't think it's going to be an easy fight, but I do favor him to be able to win because just stylistically. There's nothing that Ugas really does better than Spence, other than maybe an overhand right, and quick combos or something like that. But what does he really do better? He doesn't got a better jab. He's not bigger. He's not longer. He's not faster. He doesn't have a higher ring IQ.
I
So
don't know
what
about
does he
all
do
that.
better than
Who doesn't have a better jab?
Right.
Ugas? Don't have a better jab than Spence.
Ugas got one of the best jabs in the division.
He does not have a better jab than Spence. That's what I'm saying. So he doesn't do too many things, and he's older
Lenore,
too. Let's not forget Ugas is 35
I don't
years
know what
old
you're
now.
talking about, Lenore. Come on now.
Does
What
Ugas
do you mean, Lenore?
does Ugas have a better jab than Spence? Yes or no?
I believe so.
You
Yeah.
believe he has a better jab than Spence? Honestly,
Yeah, he
honestly, he
does.
has a better
He's got
jab
a
than
good
Spence.
jab.
Yeah, he does. He does.
No, name me. Okay, we got to kind of go back on this. We don't have fight footage here, but name me one fight where you it was like, damn, Ugas' jab is crisp.
Shit against Manny Pacquiao.
Was
Hell yeah.
his? I think his combos were good on the inside. I thought he was able to keep
But
Manny Pacquiao at
he was
bay.
jabbing the hell out of Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah, he
was doing some
was
good
counter jab.
1-2s.
He was hitting many with counter jabs and right hands. It was crazy. Yeah, he had a
I
pretty
mean,
good
even
jab against
short ass
Manny.
Manny Pacquiao was able to jab on Ugas.
Yo, the
So
best jab I ever seen for Errol Spence is when he fought a lightweight. That was the best jab I ever seen from him.
and then
I ain't never
the
seen
best, I agree.
any
The
other
best
good
jab,
jab.
I agree. And when he fought Danny Garcia, especially considering the circumstance, he did a good job as well. So that's why I'm
Somebody
saying I
smaller
don't
than him.
jab for jab. I can't say Ugas' jab is better than Spence.
That's
But
somebody smaller than him. Earl never showed you a great like Sean Porter took his jab away.
Yep.
because that's Sean Porter's style, he makes everybody
Sean
rough and
Porter's
tough and
style.
fight.
Nah, Sean Porter's style isn't to. He actually, yeah, he took. Nah, he low key like outboxed Earl. Earl had to outdog him. That's why he said I had to beat him at his fight.
Yeah, and same
Sean
thing with
Porter
Keith
actually
Thurman.
outthought him. Sean
Yeah,
Porter actually outthought Earl Spence in that fight.
he didn't
Now
outthink him,
now
but
now when you look at
he didn't outthink him. But what I'm saying is, when has Porter not made somebody fight his fight? He made Crawford fight. He made
No,
Keaton
we
fight. He
didn't.
made Kell
no,
Brook
he did
fight.
it.
Hold
No,
on,
he
hold on,
He made
hold
them
on,
didn't.
all.
hold
He
on,
made them
hold on, hold
all
on, hold on.
fight.
Nah,
Hold up. Did you watch Terence Crawford versus Sean Porter? He didn't.
Yes,
Terence Crawford did not fight Sean Porter's fight.
yes, he
Terence
did.
Crawford was
Yes,
in
he
no,
that
did.
no,
ring
he didn't.
turning him. He
Yes, he
was in
did.
that ring turning him at will.
Yep.
He was in that ring
No, he
roughing
was
him
in
up,
that. He
backing
was
him up, showing he the bigger, stronger man at will. He was playing with Sean Porter, and then he just
no.
stopped him on a
Oh
dime.
my goodness.
No, I
This is
watched
what
this
I'm
fight
saying.
a few
Yep.
times.
There's no objectivity between you guys. Like, you guys can't just call a spade. Was it a good fight until the stoppage? Yes, it was. It's not out of Crawford. Porter was not made Crawford work. He made him fight up until the 10th round. It wasn't like Crawford was just having his way with him.
Bruh, Sean Porter landed less punches on Terence Crawford than any other high-level fighter he's ever fought. What are you talking about, bro?
So why
Yep.
I don't. All right, man.
He did,
I
bro.
guess you don't see
If
the
he did,
times that he was buzzing Crawford, right? And he made Crawford tired. I guess you don't see that point in the fight,
Tired.
right? When
did he
Crawford
hit
was
him with what? Did he got hit with a couple overhand rights? Yeah, he got hit.
he got hit a lot.
No, he
No,
didn't.
he
That's what I'm
didn't.
trying to tell you.
What are you
Terence
talking
Crawford made
about,
Bro,
bro?
Sean
bro,
Porter landed less punches on
Sean
Terence
Porter
This
Crawford
is
than
hit Earl.
anybody.
there's not.
Sean Porter hit Earl in the fourth and fifth round of they fight more than he hit Terence Crawford in damn near that whole fight, bro.
Yeah.
But that's not the point. My point is
And
that at the end of the day, my point is at the
the
end of the
point
day,
was you was saying
but my point was this, bro.
that Earl Spence does everything better than Ugas. Like
He does do everything. I said
it's actually
majority,
not, it's real
90% of
close.
things he does better. Yes.
He don't counterpunch better than Ugas. It's an argument on
Nope.
who feet is actually better.
No.
I probably lean toward Ugas
Whose head
on the
movement is
feet.
better?
Head,
The only thing that you can give Ugas is an overhand right, and like I forgot to bring up that point too that I thought about. You're right. I forgot to bring it up with the counter punching. That's the only thing you can say better that Ugas does. But what beats a counter puncher? Timing.
How Spence timing? He hasn't fought in a while.
Spence
And this is
don't
after
got-
Bud fought Porter. And this is after Spence fought Porter.
So you know how good of timing Earl Spence has to be able to out time Danny Garcia. Coming and you can tell that he was slow in that fight. He wasn't exactly to be able to out time somebody like Danny Garcia. That's one thing that Danny Garcia has, and he's great at his timing and landing those hooks. So to be able to out time Danny Garcia, especially coming back after a car wreck, being slow and inactive, That's a good accomplishment. That's why I know that his timing is going to be better than Ugas' timing to be able to counter
Dude,
out.
he
So when he tries to throw a
how you
counter,
know his timing gonna be that good? He hasn't fought in a year and a half. I'm
he didn't
hearing
fight a year and
from
a
the
half against
street
Danny
that
Garcia, and
hey,
Danny
hey,
Garcia is not far from Ugas. I don't think there's like a
hey,
huge gap
hey,
between the
I'm
two.
hearing between you guys, I'm hearing put your money on Ugas. That's what the fuck I'm hearing on some real shit.
I know you guys want to see him lose. You guys
No.
want
I'm
it. You
hearing in the
guys
streets
want
of
to see him
Dallas,
lose.
from the streets of Dallas, put your money on Ugas. That's
You
what I'm
guys
hearing.
want to see him lose.
No, we don't want to see him lose.
You want to see him lose. You don't give him
This
credit
is a
for
stupid
nothing.
fight, bro. It's a stupid fight.
You
It's a
want to see
stupid
him
fight.
lose.
Unnecessary risk. You could at least risk it against Bud. At least that way, you know, it's worth it. It's worth it. You lose against Ugas, then what?
You want to. You don't.
We want to see him lose to Terence Crawford, not Ugas. How about
Okay,
that?
if you want to support the brother and be honest, there's very few things Ugas do better than Spence. And if you look at it objectively, you can tell. You watch
And
boxing,
the
you
most
know the
active
truth.
guy over there. He got a lot of momentum. He's a more dedicated fighter, bro.
Who is?
He's a more disciplined, dedicated fighter.
Who?
He's one for Cuban
Ugas.
history, dude. This is history for a Cuban fighter. And he's
So
in
you
position.
don't think
This is a
that
stupid
Earl
fight
Spence
for
is gonna
Spence
let
to take.
Ugas, after all he's worked hard for, you think he's really gonna let him beat him like that? Absolutely not.
I mean that's probably one of the biggest things I say Earl got like over Ugas is like fortitude. Like one thing about Earl, like I know when he was so quiet, that's why people was laughing at him because we know Earl sees everything on the internet. That's the type of shit that drive him. You know what I mean? So that's one thing I lean toward. That's how he beat Kell Brook because Kell
Yep.
Brook was outboxing him.
Yeah, he
You know
didn't
what I
do it
mean?
with
He
Beating
bit.
him
That's
up.
one thing about Earl Spence. That
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. That's like one of the biggest thing on Ugas. You know, he fight to the level of his competition, but if Earl turn it up, it could be kind of devastating. But at that same time,
But do Earl
Ugas
still
could
got that turn
outbox
up?
that guy.
so. But what I'm saying
We
is,
don't know if Earl got
even
that.
if Ugas could outbox Earl Spence, which I don't see it, the guy made a good point, and I'm glad you can give him something. We give him one little shining moment here. If Earl Spence needs to bite down on his mouthpiece and truck his way through things, he is going to do that to get the stoppage. And I guarantee you, if you're talking about a fist-to-fist, fist-to-cuff fight, Earl Spence is going to beat Ugas because he's bigger, he has a stronger punch, and he has a better jaw.
Is he really bigger?
If
Is he really
I don't
bigger,
know.
bro?
Ugas is like big too. Ugas is
Bro,
big too.
is he really
he's
big,
big,
bro?
he's big,
Straight
he's
up.
big,
Hold
but
up.
Spence is
Hold
bigger.
up. You know I got.
Ooh, I don't know.
Is he really bigger
I
than
don't
Ugas?
I
I
don't
don't
Bro,
know.
think so. Errol looking
Ugas
big.
look big as shit. I seen that
Yes,
man
bro.
shadow
Errol
boxing.
looking
He
No,
look
swell.
big as shit.
He's
Let's stop
not
the
like
bullshit.
leagues bigger. He's just a little bit bigger.
Nah,
That's
bro.
still an
Hold up.
advantage
I
though.
got
No.
photos and shit. Ugas looks big as fuck, bro.
Yeah, Ugas big as shit,
And
dog.
he's
Jack. Dude is
Hey,
Jack.
hey, Lenore, you know Earl Spence avoided Ugas some years back, right?
yeah, he didn't
Oh,
take
yeah.
he didn't well, I wouldn't say he avoided him, but he didn't take that fight when he could have fought him instead of Campo. I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
I know what you're talking about.
Ugas back in the day. Ugas is Jack, bro.
It's not no, but here's the thing. I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight. Like you guys think I'm gonna say Spence is gonna go in there and have his way with Ugas and just I know I don't think he's gonna be able to do all that with him, but I do expect him to get the job done. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I don't I don't think it's gonna be easy though. Please don't. I'm not one of those guys.
I don't.
I'm not looking past Ugas at all. I'm not looking past him at all. He's a serious threat, and he could definitely beat Earl Spence if he's not game. So I'm definitely thinking Ugas has a chance here. I just favor Spence. I think he'll get the job done.
Man,
That's fair.
That's
That's fair.
a
Who you think? Do you think Earl will beat Terence?
You talking to me?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I know
think
he
Earl-
beats Terrence.
Oh,
But when
geez.
Oh, come on, Lenore. Please.
Oh.
I know
This
he
is funny
beats
as
Terrence.
hell, man. Please do some stand-up comedy, man.
I know he beats Terrence.
ah, but you
Why?
don't know. Yeah, get
Hold
out
on,
of here.
Why?
There's a couple because styles make fights, and there's a couple
Okay,
reasons
what
why.
about Errol Spence? No, that's easy. That's easy to say. I'm testing boxing knowledge here. It's
Go
easy
ahead.
to say. Everybody says Styles makes fight, but
Okay.
what exactly does Errol Spence do that could beat Terence Crawford?
All right. I would love to answer your question, but please, nobody cut me off so I can fully answer this question real quick. The reason why Earl Spence beats Terence Crawford is simple. When Earl Spence gets on the inside, when it becomes an inside fight, and Earl's ability to be able to cut off the ring, which he's one of the best in the sport at doing that, and Crawford loves to oblige him. And I believe Crawford's defense is overrated on the inside. That's my opinion. But when Earl Spence gets in there with Terence Crawford and starts to make it a dog fight, I believe Earl Spence's discipline, Earl Spence's short shot collection, and Terence Crawford's looping punches as well. I believe that Earl Spence also has enough power to be able to hurt Bud, and if Bud's not careful, to get him out of there. So that's the reason why I believe it'll become basically an inside fight, because I think that, especially because we know that Crawford's a dog, and Crawford's gonna, if you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. You hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. You hit me, I'm gonna hit you back, and that's gonna cost him. So that's the reason why I think
spinning that boy all night.
Huh?
All right. Now hold on. Why couldn't Sean Porter make it a dog fight with Terence Crawford?
Okay, let me answer your
Why
question.
couldn't he do that?
First, he did make it a dog fight for as long as it lasted, number one. But number two, Sean Porter does not have the dimensions to be able to go. Crawford is very, very long. He has a 74-inch pause. He has a 74-inch reach advantage on the. So he has the longest reach of pretty much any welterweight, top level welterweight right now. Sean Porter's short. If you go back and you look at that fight, Sean Porter, a lot of the times he did a good job, but he had to lunge in to get in on Terence Crawford, and Terence Crawford was catching him. Earl Spence is long himself with a 72-inch reach, and he's taller, so he's gonna find it a much easier time to get in on Crawford. He's very rangy him, so he's not gonna have to rely about lunging in. He's gonna be long enough and tall enough to get in on Crawford. So that's the reason why that Porter sometimes got caught on the inside, because when you look at it, he was lunging in because he couldn't find the reach and the range of Crawford.
Okay. Now let me ask you this: What elite outside fighter has Errol Spence fought that has feet like Crawford to prove you right?
Okay. Right. The only person who he fought at welterweight that has like really great feet is Porter. Like really great feet.
Inside fighter, right? I said an outside fighter.
He's not an outside fighter, but you're talking about good feet, right?
No, the good feet to keep Errol on the outside. What guy has Errol Spence fought that's a good outside mid-range fighter that has a good enough footwork to keep him on the outside? We haven't seen him
fight.
fight
To my knowledge,
guy.
he hasn't really fought anybody.
Yeah, that's why he ain't.
There's a lot of different. There's a lot of styles and a lot of different guys we haven't seen Errol Spence fight.
Yeah, that's why that key fight would have been something.
Right.
The only fight we haven't seen Spence really fight is truly a slick boxer. But we kind of got an answer with Porter. So I mean, in a way,
we don't have an answer with Porter. Come on now.
Porter's a football player, man.
No, but he has good feet.
Boxer,
he's very bouncy. He's not like he doesn't have. He's quick.
That's
feet.
not boxing,
huh?
He's not a boxer. That's not boxing because he's bouncing.
No. I'm saying slickness, able to move, use quick feet, use quick angles, stuff like that. Porter kind of does that.
Okay, well, we can use that as an example.
We can't because we seen because we know Earl Porter. I say Earl Porter because we know Terence Crawford is a way better boxer than Sean.
Yes, he is. But look,
it ain't
if you say Sean Porter got elite feet, look what happened when he stepped up to a guy that has elite feet. He was making Earl look crazy in that ring.
Okay, yep. And so let me answer that. And I never said he was a slick boxer, but I'm saying that's the best example we have, right? Now if we see Earl Spence, again, Crawford fights nothing like Porter. So he's not, I don't think he has, he's not as bouncy, and you know how tricky he is. Porter's tricky. He's a tricky trout in there. So he doesn't have that type of style to be able to bounce in and out and on Spence like that. He doesn't have that type of style to be able to do that. And Crawford, in my opinion, people say Crawford is not really slick. I mean, when I'm thinking slick, I'm thinking Keith Thurman slick. That's what I'm thinking slick, right? I'm thinking Pernell Whitaker. That's slick. Crawford's not slick. He can be a little slickish, but he's not really slick.
And do you know, right? Other than Mayweather, and I'm not going to keep Floyd because this is a different era. But can take the fight. You be in the ring rounds, down low, and punish the fighter.
Hey, you kind of cut out. What'd you say?
I said, what fighter do you know right now? What boxer? I'm not saying Floyd Mayweather. I'm saying a boxer in this era that can download information and watch you box and box you from the fourth to the end of the fight and just dominate you. Because Bud watch you.
Okay, can I answer? Jerron Ennis.
Man, get the hell out of here, man. Let me get
What you mean get the hell out of here?
Nah,
Jerron Ennis. What are you talking
Nah,
about? That's a serious threat.
Jerron Ennis haven't even fought a B level real 147 pounder yet,
I'm just going based
and
on
that
what
ain't
I
taking
see
nothing
so
away
far.
from him. But
yeah, but I'm just saying,
you know what I mean.
Bud makes it so easy they don't give a man credit.
What? You cut out again. What you say? The last part?
Bud makes his fights look so easy they don't give him credit.
Because it's his competition.
What
The only
competition?
his
cap,
only
man.
true test was
Hold on.
Porter, and we saw how good of a fight Porter gave him.
He beat 12 champions, Lamar. He beat 12.
And all those 12 champions, maybe other than Sean Porter, are not Hall of Famers. So let's just be real. They are
Is
not
Ugas a Hall of
pound for
Famer? Earl
pound.
about to fight him, and you talking about paying for that shit.
And Ugas actually beat Porter. I'll tell you the truth. He got robbed.
So if you don't complain when you get Ugas and Spence.
I'm not complaining. You saying that who is Earl for? That's a world class fighter. Other than
Sean Porter,
Sean
Danny
Porter.
Garcia,
Kell Brook,
Mikey
right?
Garcia.
Yo,
Kell
did you
Brook.
say Danny Garcia, man? Come on, man.
Listen, you
Seriously?
guys shit on Danny Garcia. You can shit on Danny Garcia all you from Spence, but that's what you guys try to do all the time with Danny Garcia.
Who did Danny Garcia beat that was elite at 147?
But does it really? Are we not going to take his previous weight class? And do we not take that into account?
Ask me,
His previous weight
what
class.
A-class fighter did Danny Garcia beat?
Nah, did you put Danny Garcia over Terence Crawford? Or
No,
vice
I don't
versa?
put him over Terence Crawford now.
So why the fuck you keep saying his name over like he like that then? Why?
We said what?
Why do you keep putting Danny Garcia like he like that then? You don't put him over Terence.
I'm not saying Danny Garcia is some A class type of dude, but I'm like Crawford is. But that's still a good fight.
You know the ring.
Especially when you consider the circumstances. This man was coming off of a huge car wreck and inactivity, and he beat him convincingly and dominated him.
You know the Ring magazine don't even think Danny Garcia is an elite fighter. They don't even recognize Danny Garcia as that. That's why that was one of the reasons why Terence Crawford became the number one welterweight, because they was like, yo, Danny Garcia ain't nobody.
Danny Garcia is a nobody because Spence went in there and beat him. So when Spence fights somebody, they're nobody, right? That's pretty much what it is.
He got gifts before. Herrera beat him. That was a gift that he got from the judge. Peterson should have beat him. That was a gift. He ain't that good,
huh?
So what champion has he beaten at 147?
Okay, the only person he beat was Robert Guerrero, but that's not my point.
Has he beaten? What belt has he taken at 147? He beat a champion at 147 to get a belt. Nobody.
Well, you talking about like when he took it off somebody? He hasn't done that. No, he hasn't.
Exactly. So he needs to be out of the conversation.
I can't put him out the conversation, bro. Especially considering the circumstances. I can't put him out the conversation.
He's a bum.
He's a bum. He's only a bum because Earl Spence went in there and dominated him. And people are making excuses. Especially does Earl Spence get no type of credit for beating Danny Garcia coming off of a car wreck and a long layoff? Does he get no type of credit?
He's tailor-made for Spence. He's flat-footed. He throw hooks without even looking. He closes his eyes and throw a hook without looking.
You know what this sounds like to me? It sounds like one of those things where you ever watch one of those movies like, oh no, Spence, there's no way this guy's doing all this work, man. There's no way he's beating all these guys, man. No way. You discredit this man on every turn.
You might discredit him, but you're talking he fighting top-notch guys. Who is he fighting as top-notch?
I already gave it to you.
Cool.
Who did he fight that wasn't beaten already other than Mikey?
Right.
Danny, Mikey, Kell Brook, and Sean Porter.
Danny already was beat. So was Sean.
Exactly.
No, I'm saying, but you said top level fights.
What undefeated? He said that who was undefeated that Spence fought other than Mikey Garcia?
Just Mikey.
Exactly.
Just Mikey.
Okay, so how many undefeated fights at Terence Crawford?
Okay. Gamboa.
And Gamboa?
and that was got ball coming up weight classes in Dongo. Who the fuck is on Dongo?
He was
What Victor
unified,
Postal,
champion.
Victor Postal, huh?
He was a unified champion.
And then what? Jeff Horn.
Hold up,
Okay,
don't forget about Victor Postal. Come on,
I said that Victor Postal, and then Jeff Horn.
and then
Hold on. Now you say who the fuck is in Dongo and who the fuck is Ugas?
Dennis Ugas just beat Manny Pacquiao convincingly. So what are you
Manny
talking about?
Pacquiao was like 43 years old, man. Come on.
Did he not? But didn't you? Well, hold on. Didn't you just say that he beat Porter in your eyes?
he did. But Lenard,
Okay,
let
then that's a fucking
me I'm
hypocrite.
gonna read something off to you right quick, Lenard.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 23-0. We got 23 and boy was the world champion. You got Thomas DeLong, who was 21. He was 21. He was 22. You got a 3-weight division world champion. He was 36-2. You got a 28-year-old Victor Postal. He beat a gold medalist, undefeated Judas Don. Jeff Horn, who was 18, was defeated. Jose Benavidez Jr., who was undefeated. You got a 2-time world champion in Marathon. He didn't stop. You got an Olympian. He done stopped in the main machine. You got Joe Brooks. He done stop. And then you got Sean Porter. He done 2-time former world champion.
Let me. And you know how I can debunk all of that? Can any of those fighters beat Danny Garcia at 147?
Are you serious? Sean
Nobody can beat Danny. Jeff Horn can't do it.
I want to see him fight Green Machine. Let me see.
I think Jose Benavidez will beat Danny Garcia.
Jose Benavidez is at 54 and just got a gift decision. Danny needs to go up and fight him then.
Honestly,
sure, I think Jeff Horn beat Danny Garcia.
Can any of them beat Danny Garcia at 147? Everybody.
Sean Porter already beat Danny Garcia.
No, I'm not talking about Sean Porter because Earl Spence got Sean Porter and so does Crawford. I'm talking about any of the other guys you guys named. Can they beat?
I think Jeff Horn beat Danny Garcia. I think Jeff Horn
beat Danny Garcia.
Jeff Horn beat him. I think Jose Benavidez will beat him. I think
Benavidez will beat him at 54.
What has Jose Benavidez done at 147?
What has Danny Garcia done at 147?
No. You talk about what has Danny done at 147. What has Jose Benavidez done at 147?
What has Danny Garcia?
No. He became champion. What has Jose Benavidez done?
Okay, what has Danny Garcia? Who has Danny Garcia beaten?
Okay. He has one thing over Jose Benavidez, and that's becoming champion. Robert Guerrero.
Now, my God, Robert Guerrero! Come on, man. Jose would have smoked Robert Guerrero.
No. But you have to hold on, guys. Let me say this. What have Jose Benavidez done? We said at least Danny became a champion, right? What has Jose Benavidez done?
That was a vacant belt. He has not been a champion.
It doesn't matter. He became a champion. What has Jose Benavidez done at 147? Answer that question.
Hey, I can answer that. Can I answer it?
Go ahead.
Jose Benavidez beat Mauricio Herrera, the guy who beat Danny Garcia.
Yes, he did.
What has he done?
This is the time when Herrera was still a good fighter around that time. This is what, like 2015, 2016 when they fought? He was still solid back then. That's a guy that you can say beat a guy that was on Spence resume. So and Amir Khan already whooped on 3 guys that's on Spence resume, arguably.
I'm just talking about this. I'm not talking about who beat who, and I'm just talking about what has Jose Benavidez done at 147.
I just told you he beat Mauricio Herrera, the guy who everybody thought beat Danny Garcia.
No, but that's coulda, shoulda, woulda. Has he became champion at
He's
147?
He won a vacant belt, man.
No.
Yeah, against Robert Guerrero.
This answer the question. Like Floyd Mayweather said to Brian Kenny. Answer the question. What has Jose Benavidez done at 147? Has he became champion? Yes or no? Who's putting more work?
But what champion Danny Garcia beat at welterweight?
You guys are not answering the question. I'll answer your question. I've been answering this question for the last 30 minutes. But can you just answer mine? What has he done, Jose Benavidez, at 147? Was he even a champion?
Crawford ended his career, man. That's what
you guys are ignoring this. I asked you guys a question, but can you answer mine?
I just answered the question.
Okay, I'm saying, has he won a belt, Jose Benavidez, at 147? Yes or no?
No. Did Mikey
Okay, that's all I
Garcia
need
win
to
the
know.
belt?
That's all I need to know. So he hasn't done more than Danny Garcia, correct?
So Lana, did
So he hasn't done more.
Eddie Garcia beat? Did he beat a champion at
Huh?
147? Did he beat a champion at 147?
No, but he became champion for a vacant belt. He
I
became a
mean,
champion.
Lenard, that's not even what we arguing. What we saying is, I just said Danny Garcia talking about he want to go to 154. Jose Benavidez, I just seen him lose and get a gift decision at 154. But I bet you he still can beat Danny Garcia at 154, bro, right now.
Jose
Jose
Benavidez?
Benavidez.
Yes, he
Yes,
can.
would beat Danny
Yeah, I
Garcia.
think
No,
so
Yeah,
too.
because
no, I
honestly,
don't.
I thought
No, I
that
don't.
was a
I can't
hiccup
go
fight.
based off. I don't
That
think
was a
I
hiccup
don't think
fight.
he
He can
does.
bounce back from that.
Hey, do you
He can
remember
bounce back from that.
when Bud went to Danny Garcia when he was with Andre and said, "Please let me fight him or beat that," and he said, "We'll move to 154." Bud said, "I'm gonna follow you up there too." He told him that.
Yeah. Okay. And what's your point?
So what the point is, the man is getting ducks anywhere he goes.
This has been one, guys. Has been one journey with you guys. You guys, I can't change you guys' opinion
Nah,
on this.
don't run.
I can't change your opinion. I'm trying to come here and have a logical conversation. I've been on here for about 2 hours now, an hour and a half. Man, I think you guys know where I stand. I know where you guys stand. Man, it's been a pleasure speaking with you guys, and I would love to do it again. You guys are more than welcome to have a conversation with me, ask me questions. I have no problem answering it, but at the moment I do have to go soon, so I have about 15 minutes left because I have something I have to do. So we can kind of get it out the way. If there's any other questions you guys have before I leave in
I
15
don't
minutes.
have a question, but I noticed something with Errol Spence fans. Everything gets flustered when we start talking about actual boxing.
But there's
When we
nothing about.
remove
I
the
already answered your
conversation from
question.
purse splits, I heard you. I said I wasn't asking you a question. I'm just
Okay.
making a general statement,
Okay.
about what I usually see from Errol Spence fans. The conversation usually gets real flustered with them when we start talking about boxing skills, the actual art of boxing, the sweet science, whatever the hell you want to call it, the martial art.
No.
Everything is great when we talk about purse splits, 60, 40, 70, 30. Is a lot of confidence going on. But when we start talking about who is the better fighter, things get very, very misconstrued, and they have to pull out the Danny Garcias of the world to justify how good Errol Spence is. But the real thing is that Terence Crawford is the measuring stick for Errol Spence. Nobody else. There is nobody else that can measure how good of a fighter Errol Spence is besides Terence Crawford. That's it.
That's the truth.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
that
guess
is the
if you
truth
want to,
because
if
that's
you
the
want to go
only
with that
50-50
narrative,
fight he got.
if you want
That'll be the only.
if
That's
you want
not
to
a
go with that
narrative,
narrative,
bro.
I'll give you. If you want to go with that narrative, that's fine. You can go with that narrative.
That's not a
But
narrative.
It's not a
on
It's not a
multiple
narrative.
occasions, I've been on record as stating reasons why I believe Earl Spence is a better technical fighter than Bud Crawford. I've answered that question. I'm not sure about anybody else, but I've answered that question before.
You asked it to
Yeah,
who? Who did you ask?
I answered that
Even
question.
Ain't
Who
nobody
did you
even when
ask?
Crawford fought Porter, his wins was better than Danny Garcia's at the division. His wins was better.
Yep.
Who? Terence Crawford?
Crawford's wins at 147 were better than Danny Garcia's wins before he fought Porter.
Yeah, I'm gonna argue that.
Shit, but then
So, like,
again,
I don't see how the guys he fought are bums then. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I mean, it ain't even
what I'm
that's
saying,
that's
bums.
a narrative, bro. Because at the end of the day, Terence Crawford is the measuring stick because nobody Earl Spence have fought. He never came in no 50-50. He never been an underdog. Everybody he was guaranteed to beat him damn near, bro.
Because he's that
hold
because
up.
he's viewed that good
But
of a fighter.
when he fights Crawford, it won't be like that, bro.
See, shout out to AJ Johnson. This some brother in the room is making some sense here. Cut it out, bro. He answered your question, and then you came back with whataboutism. So what is that? When I asked you guys questions, you guys
What
told
he
me
trying to say is
another question.
I'm not even asking questions. I'm just pointing out the fact that what we're saying is if Errol Spence and Terence Crawford have a fight and they're scheduled to fight, the odds maker will probably favor Terence Crawford. It don't really matter how many damn belts he got. We're trying to figure out who is the better fighter.
It might favor him right. No. It might favor him right now. I'm very male right now, but if Earl Spence goes out there and puts a number on Dennis Ugas, it might favor Spence because it's very close right now.
Still a but he called us because it's from the weird.
Hey, Lennar, here's a question I got for you, Lennar.
Hold on, let me say this real quick. Yahawada, you supposed to be believing in Yah, and yet you capping for Terence Crawford, right? You supposed to believe in Yah, and Yah is great and all that, but you capping for Terence Crawford.
Man,
Shalom to you, brother. Come on.
What's that supposed to mean?
No, he's talking about he's an Israelite. I believe I'm an Israelite as well. So I'm just saying shalom to him, but he's talking about capping for Terence Crawford and all that, and I don't agree with that.
Hey, Lennar, I got something for you.
Go ahead.
So if Ugas get a 50-50 with Earl Spence, what are your excuses going to be now?
If Ugas get a 50-50 with Earl Spence, which I'm not sure if he is, but if he does, and the Earl Spence wants to do that, that's his prerogative. But if he doesn't want to do that with Terence Crawford, then that's his prerogative as well.
So you co-sign the 50-50 with Ugas, but when it comes to Terence Crawford should get 40%.
No. I'm not co-signing it. I'm saying Earl Spence is the A side with Crawford and Ugas, so he can demand what he wants to demand. That's what I'm saying. So if he wants to do 50-50, he can. If he doesn't want to do it, he doesn't have to. That's what I'm saying. That's his prerogative. It's my prerogative.
So was Earl Spence the A side of Porter?
Huh?
Was Earl Spence the A side of Porter?
Nah.
Huh?
But were they on the same side of the street?
No.
Were they on the same side of the street?
He said Porter can't sell him chicken dinner, but he got they split it 50.
Huh?
He said Porter could
Porter got 50-50.
But they got 50-50.
If he wants to do that with Porters and Ugas, he can do that. But if he does not want to do that with Terence Crawford,
what I'm trying to say, Lennar, you don't keep that same energy. If you're trying to say Terence Crawford should take 40%,
he should.
But when it comes to the other guys, Earl Spence been giving 50-50 to you. Talking about, well, that's Earl Spence.
I'm not saying that. I think that if Earl Spence wants to offer them less than 50-50, he can do that. I'm just saying he has the power to do that. But if he decides to go with Terence Crawford and not offer him 50-50, and like a 60-40 split, then that's his business.
Chicken.
I think the Spence fans would be mad if Spence get Crawford 50-50.
I don't think he should get him because he's not worth 50-50.
Them niggas would be mad.
So now I got a question.
Man, I don't care who we get 50-50 with. Long as we get this fight so we can shut y'all asses up and we can shut our ass up.
I'm tired of this shit.
I'm tired of it too, but you guys got to be rooting for Spence come fight night with Ugas because you guys talking about boycotting the fight and stuff. That's not right. That ain't right.
I'm rooting for him. I want him to win.
Okay, thank you. Somebody making some sense in the building.
Nobody.
Somebody make some sense in the building. Thank you.
Hey, but when Spence wins, I want all y'all content creators to come back and say, damn, how can a non-boxer, a weight bully lose to Crawford? When y'all got this dude high, have his level so high. I want y'all to come back and say, damn, how did a drunk beat a pound king?
I just say I want to see that. I want to see they're gonna be making every excuse. How can a drunk, a weight bully, a guy with no skills, how could he come back from a car wreck and eye injuries and still be able to beat Terence Crawford? Because that's how good he is.
How can the guy who beat all bums beat Earl Spence?
Right.
Let me ask you this. What if Ugas beats Errol and then turns around and beats Terence?
That would be some funny shit.
Ain't
nobody. But you know what? That's how
hilarious.
boxing goes sometimes. That's why Terence Crawford fans are upset that we don't get the Errol Spence fight. Because if that happens, we won't see Terence Crawford versus Earl, or else we might see him when they're damn near 40 years old.
Right.
That's the whole point of the situation. That anything can happen in between. So fuck the belts, the unifications, fuck the splits. Give us the fights we want, especially when you gonna put an $80 price stick on the motherfucker.
Hello.
And then you got LT saying I should support it. Why? LT?
Well,
Okay, let me tell LT.
before
LT gonna
LT
answer it
even
for you.
answer that, watch this.
LT gonna answer
If
it
he
for you.
does that,
There's how many people in the
he's
room
already
right now? 1,
no,
2, 3,
because he's
4, 5,
already
6,
beat
7,
Manny
8, 9.
Pacquiao,
Out of 9
right?
people.
So
Out of 9
he's
people.
beating Manny Pacquiao. If he beats Terence and he beats Errol and he controversially lost to Sean Porter, do you consider him the greatest in this weight class?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Hey, I'm telling y'all,
I'm gonna
man.
If
drop
he
a
beat
G on
He's playing
Ugas just
spoiler,
if
because.
he
man.
beat Bud and he beat Earl, yes.
That would be some funny
Crazy.
shit. That would be some funny shit. I'd be laughing my ass
I
off.
couldn't even get mad. I couldn't even get
Nope.
mad.
I couldn't get mad either.
Nope.
I mean, but can I get a tally in the room? Who's gonna be buying the Crawford and the Spence Ugas fight? Out of there's 8 people in here besides me. Out of you
Dirty
guys,
Hey,
Red
bro,
ain't buying
who's
shit.
gonna be buying
to
it?
be
Can I
honest
get
with you, I don't buy no pay-per-views. I
Okay,
stream
fine.
them.
All right.
They
Next,
already
who else?
millionaires.
All right, understood, brother. Next, who else is gonna be buying or not buying it?
I'll probably buy it.
Okay, that's one. All right, next.
I might. They gotta
All
put
right,
in a
that's
little work.
2. Next.
It
The
depends on how much it costs. It depends on how much it costs.
I ain't gonna lie,
that's a no.
that undercard better be stacked. The undercard better be stacked.
Yeah, I don't know.
I better get something
It
good.
Yeah,
got
they
to
gotta
be
give us a
about
nice
the
undercard.
undercard.
It's about to. Hey, Stacey Owens is on it.
I'm not sold on buying the pay-per-view just off the main event. I'll say that.
So if it's a decent
give me
undercard, you
something.
might fork it over.
Oh, and another thing too, after the Spence and the Ugas fight, they gotta fight the mandatory.
That's not true. That's never been put in stone.
They about to put
That,
Thundera.
I think they're gonna starch that and let them fight the Bud and
Unification gonna trump the mandatory.
it'll be
Nah,
Crawford
man,
and
the
Spence
unification
if
gonna trump
Spence
the
wins
mandatory.
because
They
the
just put
mandatory
step aside for
is Jerron Ennis and that ends everything because Jerron is
But
not
haven't Bud been fighting his mandatory his whole career?
right. So it'll be Spence and the WBC already was talking about because they tried to petition to get it now. They're saying they're trying to block this Ugas fight as it is. But it'll be Spence for sure, or it'll be Spence Crawford for sure. If Spence wins, Ugas would probably have to fight somebody in the tournament, and Ennis would ask for the Crawford fight.
Nah. If Earl get that WBA belt, bro, I ain't gonna lie. The WBA rock with PBC, bro.
Yeah, but
Like,
WBC doesn't.
like they look.
WBC already tried to
the
block the fight.
Who? The WB what?
WBC. They already tried to block the fight. They tried to say Ugas wasn't going to be the man, and they demanded Crawford be his mandatory.
Oh, okay.
So
that's recent news.
So that's all the more reason why if Spence gets this belt, I'm gonna assume he's gonna get this belt. You guys need to be pushing for the Crawford and Spence fight afterwards. And you guys need to
Man, we've been pushing it for the past 4 years.
No. I'm saying
what you talking about, man?
accept the 60-40.
What you talking about, Willis?
Accept the 60-40.
You tripping, bro.
No.
They've been pushing for
Because I tell you this.
I can't believe you said that, brother. Now, come on.
I'll tell you this. If Earl Spence beats Ugas and offers Crawford a fair shake, like a 60-40 or maybe even a 65-35 or 45-55, any in that range, and he offers him a fair shake and Terence Crawford doesn't take it, you guys better call him out on this shit. You guys better call him out on this shit. You better call him out on this shit.
If he offer you guys 50-50, he better not.
Here we go. See, this is why the fight's not gonna get made.
Bud got a fight in April?
I ain't gonna lie, man. They need to start putting non-disclosures on these niggas' contracts and paydays. So you keep talking about that shit. That's all niggas keep talking about. I don't want to hear that shit, dog.
Why they can't set up a
fight.
deal like how Andre Ward and Kovalev did back in the day, where it was like a 2-fight deal?
For real.
Like you already knew, even though they had different opponents earlier in the year, you already know what was coming next.
Hey, I think
man, we don't need no 2-fight deal. This shit been going on too long.
But this is what it's like right now.
One fight.
You guys
win or lose.
You guys might get mad, but there's still Keith out there. I'm just saying Keith is still out there, and Keith.
Keith,
Keith
no,
will be a second
Mario
core.
about to be here.
I'm saying
Keith
that
ran from both of these dudes for like 3 years.
no, I'm
Shout
saying,
out
but
to Keith. You know what it is.
no,
But
no, I'm not
he ran.
saying. But what I'm saying is like Keith is still out there, and Keith just
Talking
did an
trash.
interview
He ain't doing nothing.
on the
Keith can get
zone,
it with Bud right now because
and
Bud want to fight him now. He want to fight Keith he want to fight Bud in 8 months. That's his
no,
direct
what I'm
statement.
saying is Keith just said in the interview he was talking about how on the zone how Al Heyman told him that he's gonna fight Spence and Crawford before they fight. So let's not he can throw a monkey wrench and everything. I'm
He
just
would
saying.
fight
Like,
Bud,
Do you think
but
Thurman
he
really
don't want
gonna
to fight for 8
Crawford?
months.
I think
So what
so.
you
I think
saying
at
is
this
Keith
point,
Thurman is
I think
gonna mess around and get the Earl fight before Crawford?
he might.
Possibly.
I'm not saying he
Possibly,
will
he's
or
right.
not, but I'm just saying he might fuck around and get it before Crawford does.
You know what?
You might see a situation where
No, he
Josh
won't get to
Taylor.
fight Errol. He won't
You
get to
might see a
fight Errol.
situation.
He'll
You
get
might see
to
a
fight
situation where
Bud
Josh
only.
Taylor he fights Crawford for in the
Right.
in between time, and then Spence fights Thurman. You might see something like that. I'm just let's not rule it out. I'm not saying.
Spence won't
This
fight Thurman.
I think
let
he
me
will.
No,
Listen,
it's going
Al
to be
Heyman. Al
Crawford
Heyman is gonna.
versus
Al
Thurman,
Heyman.
and
let
that's
me
what's on the
One thing about
table.
Al Heyman is Al Heyman works magic, and
I
he will convince Spence to fight Thurman. I guarantee you,
if
could.
Thurman
It won't happen before Crawford. We can put money up.
If Thurman fights Crawford and Crawford punishes Thurman, you're gonna have to really put Crawford over Spence. You know why? Because he done beat everybody. Thurman done beat everybody.
No, I can't put that analogy there because if Spence beats Ugas beat Pacquiao, who beat Thurman, so I can't put that over him.
Pacquiao was a legend. He was just a
And
legend.
that, but he beat
Jeff
him.
Horn beat Pacquiao.
But I can't. But no, but I
Crawford beat
can't put.
Haran.
I can't put Crawford.
Crawford got to do.
Huh?
No, that triangle shit don't work, bro.
Yo,
He lost.
It doesn't work.
I ain't even
They-
saying. I'm just saying because everybody hollering out these damn opponents. But at the end of the day, I feel like what could happen. The way if PBC really want to get Crawford over there, they got to guarantee a Keith Thurman first, then a Spence. Because if Spence
Well,
going
once
there,
we know, did y'all just
I think he
Now
just
we
gonna
talking
knock
about
out
Keith
Barrios.
Thurman.
did you just
Hold
say
on,
did y'all
I
ain't
used to
y'all
welcome
most of
over
y'all
there.
listen,
yeah, what no,
most of y'all on this panel
Keith
just said
Thurman.
y'all Spence not giving you the fights you want. Bell better
Right.
not fight no fucking Keith Thurman.
Exactly. I'm with you on
Spence
that.
better not
You
fight no
guys,
fucking
I
Keith
don't want to
Thurman.
see that shit.
You guys are
Don't
talking about
nobody
how
want
the
to see
fight
that
sounds
shit.
juicy.
Thurman over with. He might lose against Barrios there.
He
Right.
might.
Keith Thurman is out the picture. Keith Thurman can fight
Yeah,
one
he
of them
out the
niggas
picture. Damn him.
after everything cleared up or something like that. But no, fuck Keith Thurman.
Keith Thurman gonna knock
Keith Thurman needs to fight Boots. Fight
Yeah.
Boots and win, then you'll get him a championship.
Right.
But hold on. Let me say this. Do you really think Al Heyman is gonna waste Thurman on Boots like that?
Yes.
I don't think so.
That's a mega fight.
Yeah, he wasted it on Pacquiao, and the man ain't fought in 2 years.
I don't think he's gonna waste him on. I think that if Thurman's gonna
Boy.
fight, he's gonna waste Thurman on Spence or Crawford. That's it. I don't think he's gonna waste him
Don't
on
nobody want to
Boots.
see that, bro.
Well, y'all Spence fans, y'all be so on point with the politics. Y'all let Al hang his head. Y'all know his plans. Y'all know if he gonna waste one fighter on Spence fight.
I don't know shit. I don't know shit about no splits. I don't give a damn what they get. Just make the fight happen.
Hey, what's crazy is that Spence don't be saying none of this stuff they be talking about. Spence don't be saying none of this.
You know what they say about Al Heyman?
My whole thing is why aren't Spence fans?
I would like to. I would like to thank Al Heyman. I would love to thank Al Heyman.
Don't say all Spence fans. Say some most Spence fans.
I like to thank Al Heyman.
The majority of the Spence fans, I want to know why they aren't as upset as Terence Crawford fans. We should be equally upset. Like, what the fuck y'all doing? It shouldn't be all on Terence Crawford fans to say, hey, what the fuck going on? No,
it's both of them, bro. To be honest, it's both of them. It's both of them.
Here's what should happen.
Hey, let's be real though. Let's be real.
Let me paint a role.
Spence fans turned this into Bloods versus Crips first. They did it first, bro.
All I heard
they did it
Bloods
first.
versus Crips.
That's kind of how they did it. Like you got a Crawford and a
You
Spence.
say Bloods versus
But here's what we should be looking at. Here's how the table should really be set. And there's two factors why it's not. We should be watching Ennis fight Virgil Ortiz, But that's not going to happen because Ortiz management already said we don't want to fight Ennis for about 4 years. So we should see Ennis fight Thurman since he said he needs 2 fights before he fights Crawford. We should watch Bud fight the winner of the Spence Ugas fight because this is going to be Spence's tune-up. Then Bud and Spence can get it on, get it squashed, and then if they want to stay in the division to keep the belt, we go from there. Or we get the WBC to cancel this Ugas Spence. We get Spence versus Crawford now. We get Jaron Ennis versus Ugas. That way we get a title holder that has to unify going through young blood. And I just wrote an article on it. That's how it should go down.
They ain't doing none of that.
Bro, come on now. If you, bro, Spence and Bud is their legacy. Ennis and Ortiz is a legacy fight. Let Bud and Earl go and get their shit out the way and let Ennis take over when they leave. Ennis don't need to fight nobody but Thurman.
That's what I said. Go have Ugas fight. Have Ugas fight Ennis.
No.
Let Bud and Spence fight right now.
No. Let Ugas let them
right now.
Three people at the top. Bud, Ugas, and Earl. Let them 3 fight.
Yes.
It's 2 people at the top.
Let them 3 fight.
It's 2 people at the top.
You can't say that Ugas got a belt, man. Ugas got a belt.
Nobody cares about them belts at this point. Nobody cares about them belts.
It seems like It seems like Earl and Bud do.
If they didn't care about these belts, we wouldn't be talking unified, right? So if you're talking unified and you blocking Ennis from unifying, you blocking Ortiz from hopping in the mix from unifying, then let's keep it a buck. Let Crawford and Ennis or Spence fight right now. Let Ugas and Ennis fight each other. And if they want to unify after they fight each other, you need to go through young blood to do it. Because you took too long to give us the damn fight anyway.
I think it's perfect where it's at right now. Just have the winner of Ugas and Spence go for Crawford for unification. That's just
ain't the regular WBA belt out there. Don't Ray Ross or Jamal James got that motherfucker. Let Ennis fight for that motherfucker. Then he ain't got no choice but to fight the super title.
At WJ Luckett, I'm not Anthony Johnson. I'm his old coach. I see you though.
What? All I want to know is why Earl Spence fans threw a parade when this fight was announced. That's what I really want to know.
Didn't they say they was in negotiations? Didn't they make videos talking about Spence and Crawford's in negotiations? And
I don't know about that one.
They was making posts talking about red flags. I know, making up stuff. It was like, come on.
This fight is overdue to me.
Y'all didn't go to the Blu-ray party? I went to Blu-ray party when this fight was announced.
Right.
This fight is overdue.
Yo, you know what's so crazy? Hey, you know what's so crazy? When Sean Porter went to fight Ugas, right? Earl Spence was complaining about Sean Porter taking the easy route. But then when Terence Crawford goes at Earl Spence, when Earl Spence take the easy route, all of a sudden Spence fans be like, nah, man, he want to fight for undisputed. Come on, man. Like, y'all need to keep the same energy.
He sounded like Canelo a little bit right now, ain't he? Because your big money fight is in jeopardy and you still won't take it.
Exactly.
And you should take that big money fight. You could have fought him before you fought Danny Garcia. Garcia had nothing to offer you. You turned that down then. So to me, and I like both fighters, right? Spence may even win the fight. Crawford is out here with us in Colorado. But the thing is this, every time it's put on the table, you keep making excuses for why it shouldn't happen. Oh, let it get juicy.
Doesn't it seem like that Spence doing the same thing that Thurman did to Spence? Now Spence doing the same thing that Thurman did.
He like Thurman 2.0.
Right. Yeah, Thurman ducked both of them. So
and then Spence gets injured.
Right.
So it's the same thing. It's replaying itself.
Now,
so it was a real injury.
Real quick, we're going to blame it on the car accident, but we shouldn't do that because Spence just fought, what's his name, after the car. He fought Danny after the car accident, and Danny got popping power. So we shouldn't make no excuse.
And that was the perfect time for Earl Spence to call out Terence Crawford while he was sitting there looking at him in the damn fight. But he wanted to go feed his horses and his chickens and shit.
Talk to him.
Do Danny Garcia really got powers? Because that Red Cap fight, I don't know, man.
Danny be sliding dudes.
Man, you guys, I gotta get up out of here. It's been a
Right.
good live stream.
All right,
great discussion. Salute to everybody on the panel.
Bushido, man, it's been a pleasure, bro.
Everybody got channels tonight, but you know, we all know LT. Salute to LT. You know,
salute to you guys, man. I know you guys don't agree with me a lot of shit, but man, I love Chuck boxing, man.
Yeah. It's all good, bro. Yeah, but yeah, salute to everybody in the building. Hit that like button for your boy. I'm up out of here.
All right, bro.
Peace.